Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome to Monday. Is anyone else struggling with the fact that February is halfway over? Because I am. Just me? No? Yes? Anyway, how are you all? Happy belated, I think it's World Pangolin Day. Let me double check. I don't know, maybe it's World, it could be International. I know there's a couple of Pangolin days, to be honest, but I will take any excuse to draw a pangolin. So I think it's World Pangolin Day. Hopefully I didn't say that wrong. Yeah, World Pangolin Day was the 15th. So, you know, I really like pangolins. I remember finding out about them, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago. I'd never heard of them before, and just becoming very obsessed with this cute little critter. Well, some of them are quite large, actually, but they're critically endangered, and I figure why not spotlight some endangered critters with our warm-ups. If, you know, you make some art and you want to post it online, use the art gym, or yeah, the art gym hashtag so I can find it, and if I'm able to, I'll share it. Especially Instagram. That's probably my favorite one to share on, because then I can put it in my stories, because I feel like stories have a better boost and a better chance of being seen than a lot of posts for some reason. Like, I get way more interaction sometimes on my stories. Anyway, yeah, I need to do more, like, share stuff, I think, on Insta. Anyhow, it's probably just me. Okay, well, I guess I'm all alone in that. I guess everyone else is totally fine with it being halfway through February. Definitely not me. I am freaking out a little bit. I can't believe how fast the first 2 months of the year have gone already. But that's okay, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna pick some cute little pangolins to do studies of. And then, oops, do we have like an echo going on? What's going on? Let me know if you guys hear an echo. I think I just broke my stream. Okay, no, I think we're good. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing some little pangolin warm-ups. We'll start with shapes like we normally do. Actually, you know what? We haven't done a pangolin skeletal study, I don't think. Let's do that really fast. Pangolin skeleton. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. Aw, little tree pangolin. So cute. Yeah, this is a good one. They're funny little armored mammals. I like them a lot. They're super charismatic. For anyone who hasn't joined us for a warm-up before, the reason I sometimes start, or yeah, I guess I often start with skeletal studies is because you can get a better idea of the underlying structure of these critters. Oops. I guess I put that on the same layer as that one, of course. There we go. Hold on, I gotta fix my layers here. I'm so lost, not at all well. Wait, what's going on? Why is it like that? Something weird is happening. Oh my gosh, credit, what's going on? There we go. Okay. So I'll just scoot this little guy over here. So let's draw. I like to start with the skeleton because it, like I said, it gives you an idea of what's going on underneath, and it can really help you kind of figure out the references when you can't see how the animal moves. Like, if you don't understand how the anatomy works, you're gonna have trouble parsing out like where the knees are, like what you're actually looking at, you know, what's going on underneath the fur or the scales or whatever. So I'm gonna do a quick study of this little skeleton, and then we'll draw some shapes. But first, let me scroll up and say hi to everybody. Thanks for lurking and for hanging out. Hello, Silvolt. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And Amaze, thank you for pinning. If anyone needs references to pangolins, they are at the top of chat here. So if you need some, if you'd like to. And of course, as always, if you don't feel like drawing pangolins today, it's totally fine. You can draw something else. But the whole idea of the art gym is to encourage one another to actually do the hard work of studying and practicing an observational drawing of some kind. So maybe you want to draw something sitting near you. You know, maybe you want to draw, I don't know, your hand or some clothing, or so you want to maybe train your observation eye with real objects. So give that a shot if you haven't done that before, or if you're not really feeling like drawing a pangolin. Do some figure studies, whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to share it, you can drop it in the Discord, and we have an art gym section. So as long as anything in there is not drawn from imagination, it pretty much is fine as long as it's work safe. If it's not work safe, please cover up anything that would get me in trouble, or, you know, just maybe, I don't know, spoiler tag it or something. Preferably cover it up though, so that I can, because I like to show the stuff you guys are working on. If you want to share it, we'll show it at the end of stream. So, okay, let me keep saying hi to everybody. Yangularu, howdy howdy, how are ya? Good to see ya. And Pyro, hey, how was your trip? I hope you guys are recovered. Pangolins are great. Sloppy Salamander, I agree. Pangolins are great. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out. Ray of Sun, hello. Good to have you here. Cute pine cone, yeah, they are little pine cones with legs, aren't they? So funny, you know, these scales, it's funny because you might think that they would be like reptilian scales, but they're actually keratin, kind of like your fingernail, basically. They're like little tiny rhinoceros horns type texture. Which is unfortunately part of why they are going extinct, is because of these unique scales. So hopefully, you know, drawing these little guys and spotlighting them a little bit, you never know, could help boost the signal on their plight, because they are rapidly going from very, very ubiquitous creatures to very, very rare creatures in all of their environments. I don't think there's a single pangolin that's not at least vulnerable, if not endangered. But we'll learn more about them later. Ulodnin, howdy. I say that we are scaling back. Oh my gosh, Ulodnin. You're just hungry, aren't you? Ulodnin just wants cheese. Hold on, I have to throw some cheese at Ulodnin. There we go. Happy Monday, Ultimate Pumpkin Pie. How you doing? Good to see ya. Let's see. Hey, HDMZ. Good evening. How are you? Happy to have you here. Penguins are a personal favorite of your kid, Germs. That's awesome. Your kid has good taste. Penguins are great. Hey, Bots and Magic. Good to see ya. Good morning, good morning. Hope your weekend was good. Thanks for dropping in. How could anyone hurt these? I know, Ultimate Pumpkin Pie, I know. It's so sad. It's so sad. Because of poachers. Yeah, so it's their scales are sought after for various reasons. I've seen everything from like pangolin armor, like, you know, basically the hide being used as like a decorative sort of coat, to food. They're hunted for bushmeat a lot locally, but then there is some demand. I believe it's in China. I could be wrong. I haven't recently looked into this, but I believe most of the demand is coming from China for the scales. A lot of snake oil stuff, with acting like they are going to provide some sort of medicinal benefit by eating these scales, and so, which is not true. You might as well boil fingernails because it's keratin. It's the exact same thing as your hair and nails, but alas. Yeah, exactly, Pyro. Yeah, it's really frustrating. I don't know why we haven't been able to eradicate this kind of thinking in 2025. It does not make any sense when we have all of the evidence that this is not true. But alas, people are being taken advantage of in desperate situations, or they have things going on they would like to fix in their lives, and humans are very susceptible to influence, unfortunately, and don't really often, I don't know, and we just don't do a lot of investigation, I guess, and we just need to get the word out, probably. But yeah, so these guys are rapidly going extinct. So let's draw some, and maybe increase the awareness of these critters a little bit. It was also Whale Day, yes, we're going to be doing whales tomorrow, Miss Art Rules, yeah. So I try to pay attention to some of the fun, like, International Animal Days. And there's this thing I need to find. I posted it on Blue Sky. But there's like this endangered animal art challenge that I kind of wanted to participate in. It's just one endangered animal per month, like a piece. And so I was like, shoot, that would be really fun to do. I need to find it, and I'll post it on my Discord when I can. But yeah, it's always fun to find critters to spotlight. Especially if we're going to be here doing studies anyway. Maybe this is a critter somebody out there hasn't drawn before. So, well, anyway, let's get started. So I'm going to start with the skeletal study really fast. So what I always try to remind folks to do when you're doing studies like this is, one, just remember, especially when you're working from a two-dimensional image like this, it's really easy to fall into the trap of copying versus studying. And so, I don't know, it's hard to catch yourself doing it. I feel like one of the big indicators you might be copying instead of studying is when you find yourself doing a lot of outlining like this. So this skill right here that I'm using is a copying skill. So I'm actually trying to copy the lines to make that skull shape, okay? Now that's, while it's not a useless skill, especially if you want to get into like hyperrealism, there's definitely a place for that kind of observation, but it's not going to actually help you learn anything about the anatomy of the creature, or at least not very quickly learn much about the anatomy of the creature. You find a lot of people who spend a lot of their drawing time copying, they tend to really struggle with imaginative drawing. So if that's you, that could be an indicator that you haven't spent enough time studying versus copying. And this is something that's easy to fall into the trap of with two-dimensional image replication, right? When your references are all flat, your brain can very easily just like see the implied lines between the shapes and the colors, and it's very easy to go into copy mode. So that's why when you're able to, I always recommend drawing from observation, because there's no implied lines there. Or if there are, your brain has to find them and make them present on the paper. You know, you have to take a two-dimensional lamp or a three-dimensional lamp or a water bottle or something, and you have to figure out how to make that edge, as opposed to having it already there in front of you. So if you're able to, always recommend drawing from observation, but like real life observation. But in this case, obviously, I don't have a pangolin handy, so I am going to be using these references. But some of the things I can do to help myself not copy is to focus on the big shapes and the forms first before I get into details. And this is something I really struggle with a lot. Like I do want to get into the details because they are kind of fun sometimes, especially with a really, you know, intricate looking scaly creature like this. It's an easy slope to fall down. So don't feel like you're a failure if you find yourself doing that. It's just a different type of skill set and a different type of habit forming. But in order to sort of prevent myself from doing that, like I said, what I like to do is try to find the shapes first. So I'm looking for just kind of general proportion here. I'm not trying to get super detailed. I'm not trying to pay close attention to precise line work. I'm mostly trying to make sure, like, how big is the hand in relation to the head? Did I get that proportion right? You know, that kind of thing. Oh my gosh, thank you, Paleontologist VA. I really appreciate that. Appreciate that sub. Thank you. Hello. But yeah, so try and find your proportion, and once you've got your proportions in there, then go back and kind of tweak it and edit for detail. That is going to be one way to help you study versus copy. Stay loose, look for big shapes first, kind of get those, you know, physical landmarks in, and then go back. If you're wanting to work on that study skill, that's my recommendation. At least one way you can sort of get around the copy tendency when you have two-dimensional reference. And I always want to emphasize, I am by no means an expert. This is just my personal take and my personal strategy. If you have a strategy that helps you prevent yourself from copying versus studying, feel free to share. I am here to learn just as much as anybody. It's the art gym because I need accountability to get better. I need accountability to show up and do the artwork out, right? Doing the observational study is not always the most fun, so at least not for me. So anyway, here we are. Hey Isol, how you doing? It's so good to see you. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. I think I missed some other folks in chat here. Central Arts, hey, they are so cute, aren't they? It's good to see you. Hope you guys had a fun trip. Welcome back. Let's see. Not only that, but the poaching of pangolins for bushmeat. Yep. Oh, it's the current leading theory on how COVID began to affect humans. No way. So I'd heard about bats and possibly pangolins, but I didn't realize pangolins were actually predominantly considered the reason. Interesting. I wonder how they came to that conclusion. Fascinating. I'll have to look into that. So capture a live pangolin and keep it in a cage so I can draw it. No, no. I did not say that. That was never a thing that I said. It's out of context, sir. You're great. Hoping you have it good. Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend, actually. I had to work on Saturday. I normally work on Saturdays, but at least it was a short shift, and I was able to get a decent amount of work done. For anyone who hasn't heard, I'm trying not to be too annoying about it, but I have been spending a lot of time working on this project on my YouTube channel of uploading literally every art gym that I've done since we started last year. I've made it up to August, although they're scheduled, so they're scheduled out right now, posting one a day. I think I'm into March right now. At least, like, I've got posts scheduled into March of this year, but I'm up to, like, August or September of last year, so I'm hoping that I can finish soon and get all caught up. So if you would like to go back and watch any of the former art gyms, there's my YouTube link in the chat if you want to follow it, or if you want to go check out any of those old studies. yeah, I'd appreciate it if you're interested. Don't feel like you have to. But if I have had a few people request, like, they kind of wish they could see some of the older VODs. Frankly, if you want to watch me be super awkward when I first started this series, you can see how far I've come with my fear of making a bad drawing on screen, which is honestly part of why I stopped streaming. One of many reasons I stopped streaming for a few years there is I just was very self-conscious, and you can see some of that in the early art gems, but thank you all for helping me get over that to some extent. It's a constant work in progress, of course, but I appreciate you guys allowing me to get the bad drawings out with you and in front of you. So if anyone out there is feeling nervous about their drawing, like, just know that I understand. It's helpful to have everybody hanging out, so thank you. Hey Skittle, how's it going? Man, there's so many artists in chat right now. You guys should all go follow Skittle and Easel and Bones and Muses and Amaze and Rue and gosh, there's just so many cool folks here. Thank you all for hanging out in Suntroa. It's hard to self-promo without sounding pushy, Amaze. I'm open to suggestions, but you know how awkward this is. Come on now. Don't be too hard on me. Hey Miss Caprikel, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Hey Ungoy, your notification didn't pop. Oh, weird. It's probably something I did. You're not totally 100% all the details of what led them to bats, but pangolins are carriers of a very specific strain of COVID that's very similar to them. Interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that. Fascinating. Place to be. You guys are making it the place to be. I'm just up here flailing, so thanks for tolerating it. Okay, does anyone else find it really interesting, like, looking at the skull of the pangolin? I don't know why, I guess I would expect more of its muzzle to be a soft tissue, but look how far down this nose bone goes. It's kind of wild. I know, right, Isol? I don't want to believe it. It can't be true. The pangolin make the Rona? You're wired to interpret in mom code. Wait, what does that mean? Do I give mom vibes? I would be such a scatterbrained mom. It would be bad. Very specific is really presumptuous. I don't know how... Oh. Well, no, that's okay. I don't know. I didn't take you as trying to say anything with, like, absolute authority. You're fine, Sloppy. We're all just having a conversation here. People shouldn't have... It's true. It's true. That's true. See, Isol? Did you see what Sloppy said? It's not the pangolin's fault. People should not have been eating them. Yeah, see? Gotta protect them. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that you knew that you didn't sound like you were being too, too assert. Yeah, exactly. Well, so I mean, bushmeat, any kind of bushmeat animal is typically like it's like the locals just finding whatever source of protein that they can. So it's not, I'm sure if they had other options, they're probably just easy to catch would be my guess. And, you know, desperation, yeah, would probably, it's not, usually most poaching is not actually malicious. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is malicious poaching out there, and I absolutely condemn that, but sometimes poaching is a little more complex than just like what we see in animated movies and shows growing up. You know, it's not always like evil guy with like expensive hunting gear and like just malicious intent to make money off of all these animal skins. Like that definitely exists, but it's not the majority of poaching. In mom code you don't have to, but deciphers into this is pretty much mandatory, but I'm trying to be, oh gosh. I am so glad I did not. I don't think, like, thankfully my mom was never that indirect about things. Like, if something needed to happen, she would just tell us. So I guess I don't associate that with mom at all. But hey, everyone's family dynamic is different. Nope, I don't really do subtext, if anyone hasn't figured that out yet. It's part of why I take things so literally and honestly struggle on the internet sometimes. So typically, I mean what I say, but I apologize if it ever comes across as not that way. I don't know how to fix that. This is why things fly over my head a lot, and I used to be a big problem actually when I was in college. I became really self-conscious about this tendency that I have. Stuff would just, like, I would totally miss things, or I would say something, and people would take it the wrong way and like be angry at me, and I was like, no. Wait, how did you get that from what I said? I literally just said what I meant. You know very little about this stuff. Yeah, so that's part of why I like spotlighting the endangered critters, Isol, because there is a lot of misconception. And I'm always learning too. Like, I'm sure there's people in chat who know way more about this than I do, but yeah, there's some interesting documentaries out there about the pangolin crisis, if you will, or the pangolin situation. It's kind of a deep rabbit hole to fall down. But like I said, I really didn't even know that these creatures existed until a few years ago. And it was like all of a sudden I was hearing a lot about them, and I was like, wait, this thing is so cute. Wait, I just found out about it and it's dying? No! So yeah. Fascinating stuff though. This is why my disease... You disease your body up. Nobody's eating you. Well, there you go. That's definitely one strategy. Cilantro. Humanitarian efforts involving giving really impoverished villages and towns flocks of chickens has greater... Yeah, exactly. Like giving people There's these really great chicken and goat projects all over the world to like provide... Instead of just giving money to people, like actually providing them a way to provide for themselves, which I'm super for. In fact, I think there's this one called Chickens... have anyone ever heard of chickensandgoats.com? Is that the one I'm thinking of? I used to hear ads for it on the radio. I don't know, I haven't listened to the radio in a long time. But yeah, there's like all kinds of initiatives. That's certainly not the only one. But yeah, providing education and means to subsist on your own is super helpful. So you can't tell someone be smarter. And then yeah, because then all it does is it makes them feel guilty when they feel like they have no option but to do the thing that's not helpful. But yeah, educating local populations and helping them find other ways to provide for their families is the answer in a lot of situations to poaching problems. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's actually a human issue. It's not as much an ecological issue I mean, it is, but it's not quite what you'd think. Wednesday was a hoot. I'm so glad you had fun, Isol. I feel so bad about my tech issues, but thank you so much again for being such a champ. Guys, if you aren't following me at Isol, we did an oil painting co-stream on Wednesday, and I was super honored to get to paint along with Isol. I ended up making a little Borby little chicken orb blob thing. Hopefully something that was not the worst thing ever to watch, but it was yeah. It was super fun, and I feel like I'm getting less intimidated by oils. I still need to get that fancy soap you keep talking about to clean the brushes. Right now I'm just using like some hand soap, because that's what I have on hand. But yeah, cleanup didn't take as long this time. I do need to make sure I have paper towels. Paper towels are definitely something I need to help facilitate cleanup, and so that did make it take a little longer, but other than that, yeah, thank you again so much for sharing your expertise and your wonderful personality and just knowledge with all of us. It was super fun. Hopefully soon I'll be able to fix my internet problems and then it will be less bumpy of a road. The fun. Okay, good. I'm glad you had a lot of fun. Well, I appreciate you. Yeah, I know. I gotta put paper. I need to go to the grocery store either today or tomorrow, so paper towels are going on the list for sure. It's something I think we're out of here. So anyway. Hey Neil, how's it going? Good to see ya. I know, pangolins are so cute and weird. We're having fun with them. It was International Pangolin Day on Saturday for anybody who just got here. So that's why we're doing pangolins today. Hey Sushi, by the way. I think I missed your hello in chat. And to anybody else I missed, I'm so sorry. I got a little impassioned about talking about pangolins and studying versus copying for a second there. Speaking of, let's move on to this next one. So I want to focus on kind of the big painty shapes right now, I think, with these guys. And then on this one, there's this really wonderful species that I learned about recently called the black-bellied pangolin. I believe there's 8 species of pangolin. Everything I was seeing online said there were 8. And the black-bellied pangolin, I think, is one of the most colorful and interesting looking ones because it's got this really bright gold and these really dark undersides, and you can see these really nice gradations in their scales. So go look some up. I've got a few pinned in the Pinterest, but anyway, I think they're really cool. But I want to save that one for once I feel a little more comfortable with the shapes. So I'm gonna focus on this giant pangolin right here. I know it doesn't look that giant. It might be a younger one, but some pangolin can actually get pretty big. and a lot of ground-dwelling ones especially are pretty large. So a lot of times when you type in pangolin, what you're seeing, you'll typically see the ground pangolins. If you type in tree pangolin, you'll see these smaller, you know, arboreal creatures kind of clinging to stuff. Please contribute to the KC paper towel fund. Thank you, Central Arts. Yeah, I do need some paper towels. You know, everything is expensive here in Colorado. It's crazy. Even things that you wouldn't think should be very expensive. Oh, we have a Draw Me an Animal request. Okay, maybe before I get started with this one, I'll do that really fast. Agariel! Do love Agariel. They are very fun. Fun fact, Amaze has also been described by his friends as cute and weird. Well, there you go. Listen, Amaze, there are worse things to be called, I will say. Okay, let's do Agariel. I might have to start a new page here. Yeah, Amaze, are you secretly a pangolin? Yeah, maybe time to do. So these are all the Draw Me an Animals we've done for the last like month or so, at least from this location. So let's make a new one. Here's some of the others from the past. Let's do a new Draw Me an Animal. So anyone who hasn't seen this before, it is a game that we can play every half hour here on stream. Basically, I have 5 minutes to draw what I think this animal looks like with no reference. Feel free to look it up on your own and just kind of laugh as I draw. But I do like Gariels. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. I think it's Gariel? Gahariel? I don't know. But they're fun. They are probably animals you've heard of, you just maybe don't know what they're called. But they are crocodilians. They have very distinctive faces. Very narrow, fish-eating faces. And they have these big, the males anyway, have these big like knobs on their nose. I think that's actually what the name means. I think it's, I want to say Indian for like jar. It's like named after a type of pottery, I think, that has like a big bulb like that. I did, okay, you might be like, wow, Casey, why do you know all these specific facts about Gariels? So I have to admit, I did look at them recently on Wikipedia. Not super recently, but recently enough that like those kinds of facts are still fresh in my mind. So it's not like I'm able to tell you guys facts like this about every creature, but we will look it up at the end and see how close I got and learn some more facts, hopefully, about them together. But I think they're really cool. I've actually always kind of liked these creatures because they have these at the Fort Worth Zoo. And they've had them since I was little. Like, that's the zoo I went to growing up. It's actually a really good zoo if you ever have a chance. Like, if you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I guess no shade to my Dallas compatriots, but west side, best side, I'm just saying. Dallas Zoo has never really impressed me all that much. Fort Worth Zoo has always been. Super well funded, really great conservation programs. I actually just went last Thanksgiving with my mom. And they renovated like tons of the enclosures, and they're honestly really, 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 really good. Really spacious, really well designed, great viewing. Anyway, if you're ever in the area, can't recommend the Fort Worth Zoo enough. I think it's typically getting ranked one of the top zoos in the US these days. Yeah, Gariels are cool. I'm probably getting a little too detailed with it, and I also forgot to check and see what time it was when I started, so I apologize. This is going to be possibly going a little bit over. But anyway, these osteoderms, I always forget how the different species of crocs have different like patterns of osteoderms, and I can never remember which ones have which, so I'm just kind of doing general. I just remember these guys have like really wide bodies and really narrow heads, so really want to go back to the Minneapolis Zoo. Nice. I need to, if I ever get up enough money to like travel around the US, I kind of want to do just like a zoo visit at every major city and just kind of find, because I've been to the Kansas City Zoo, which is actually surprisingly good too. At least I think it was Kansas City. Maybe it was just the Wichita. I don't know. Whatever the big one in Kansas is. It's actually not bad at all, considering it's just like randomly in the middle of the plains in the US. But I haven't been to that many. If I do manage to make it into TwitchCon this fall, which I'm still waiting for the announcement that they have opened applications, but I'm hoping if I can make it, I would absolutely love to go to the San Diego Zoo. Some of you probably heard me talk about this before, but it's definitely a zoo that I have wanted to visit since I was little. I had a little like Okay, I've told this story before, but I thought it was a game. Like, my memory in my head is like I was playing a game. And then I kind of refound this CD. It was like the San Diego Zoo, I thought, game that I had when I was a kid. It was just like a little discs that we had gotten somewhere. And I swear I thought it was a game that you had to like go do stuff and explore around the zoo. And then I went back and looked at it when I was older. It's literally just like Wikipedia, but about the San Diego Zoo. Like, it's a map of the zoo and you could click things and read about the animals. And there was no like achievement, anything. I just remember spending hours looking at that when I was little. In my head it was a game, but clearly not. But I will say that made me want to go visit the zoo really badly. And I've always wanted to visit. And I've heard they have a safari park as well now that they didn't have back then, that I'd also like to go see. So anyway, there's my story time. Road trip, yeah, I know, right? Everybody, let's go. Let's go. Let's go see all the zoos. All of them. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so I'm just going to say it's been 5 minutes. I actually don't know. But we're just going to say it's been about 5 minutes so that I don't get too caught up drawing these guys. They are very fun. It's time to go. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, there's my Gharial. Let's go learn about it, shall we? We shall. You've not been to the Denver Zoo in a few years. You know, I haven't either, actually. I used to have a membership to it, and I would go with some artist friends, and we would go draw. But it just got kind of expensive between the gas and the membership fee, so I stopped, and I just got busy, and so I stopped really having time to do that. Okay, I made it a little too green, probably. I was trying to gray down the green, but I didn't do it enough. But this is a Gharial. If anyone hasn't seen it before, I'm gonna say I got this one. Because yeah, I knew what it was. I tried to draw it from memory. But yeah, the males have these really, really pronounced, like, bulbous nose ornamentation, which is super interesting. And see how wide they are with the little skinny face? That's such a proportion that just, like, sticks out in my brain. It's just the contrast of their body shape. Let's see if we can find a better picture. Or another picture, I should say. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah, look at those. Look at that thin jaw. It's, I think my understanding is that the reason, and maybe it'll say about this here, but the reason they're so thin is because it has to do with their hunting technique. I think they kind of, it helps them to like move their jaw quickly in the water to catch fish. They're almost completely aquatic, I believe. They very rarely go up on land. But let's read about it instead of me just making up things I think I remember. Let's go all the way to the top here. So the Gharial, also known as the gavial, or a fish-eating crocodile, I forgot it could be spelled that way, is a crocodilian, and it's among the longest of all living crocodilians. Mature females are about 8 feet long, 18 to 14 feet. Wow, holy cow. 14-foot long one is pretty wildly big. And males can get up to 9 to 19 feet. Holy cow. They have a distinct boss, they call it, at the end of the snout, which resembles an earthenware pot known as a gara, hence the name Gharial. Here we go. Yeah, I do remember this. So this is actually where their name comes from, is this really bulbous pot style. I believe it's an Indian pot. Yeah, Indian subcontinent. So funny. They're adapted to catching fish because of the long, narrow snout and 110 sharp interlocking teeth. There we go. Let's see where they live. Oh, the wild Gharial. Oh no, they're critically endangered. Oh, I hate it. The population has declined drastically since the 30s, so the last 100 years roughly, and is limited to only 2% of its historical range. Conservation programs initiated in India and Nepal focus on reintroducing captive bred Gharials since the 80s. Okay, how are we doing on the numbers? It does not say. Hopefully we'll find out more. Hopefully that means that if they're able to reintroduce that it's getting better. But they've been critically endangered since 2007. That's a hot minute. The oldest known depictions are about 4,000 years old. Wow, that's cool. Local people living near rivers attributed mystical and healing powers to the Gharial and used some of its body parts in indigenous medicine. That's pretty standard, I think I would say. So here is the range of the Gharial, these little tiny blue swatches, and I imagine since they're river crocs, they would historically pretty much be in all these rivers, is probably where they should be. but we just don't have that kind of population right now. That's a shame, especially if that's only 2%. I mean, who knows how far these guys probably went before. So crazy. I was hoping to read more about the conservation, but I don't want to spend too much time. It's very easy for me to rabbit hole on these. But it is always fun to learn about new animals, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I sure enjoy the Draw Me Animal game and getting to kind of nerd out about animals for a little bit. Oh, here we go. Here's some numbers. Okay, okay. In Nepal, small populations are present and slowly recovering in tributaries. I'm going to turn this music down very slightly because I think it just got really loud. Sorry about that. I don't see any like specific numbers. Oh, okay, we detected 33 gharials on a stretch of 102 kilometers or 63 mile apart, and that was in 2017. Those are still very small numbers. Up here, let's see, by 1976, global range had decreased, and fewer than 200 gharials were estimated to survive. It's locally extinct in Pakistan, Bhutan, and Myanmar. Since the 80s, the population has been reinforced with captive-bred gharials. So the Fort Worth Zoo actually is famous for having a captive-bred, like a captive gharial breeding program. I think they actually have relatively high success rates there. So they've been able to breed quite a few of them recently, which is pretty exciting. And I think they are helping with some of these like reintroduction programs, which I hate that animals have to live in zoos in the first place, but we did create this problem of animals going extinct, and at least a lot of zoos these days are very good about being involved in conservation efforts. Like, this is how we are saving a lot of species. So that is one positive. If you go and support your local zoos, just know that if you're going to a good one, they are helping with things like this. Let's see, I want to see what the population... Okay, here we go. In 2017, the global population was estimated to comprise at maximum 900 individuals. Okay, that's a huge bump from less than 200 in the 70s. So that's actually really good. 600 mature adults and 6 major subpopulations. Okay. Well, if you want to learn more about this animal, guys, here is a link. I'm going to have to stop now, otherwise I'm going to keep going. But if you want to learn more about the gharial, there you go. And thank you, Isel, for the Draw Me Animal. I hope you all enjoyed. And if anybody had never heard of this creature before, well, now you have one to go look at. Okay, let's get back to pangolins. I know, amazing teeth, right? It also senses movement of prey. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. Similar to how the Spinosaurus used to. Yeah, because they have these little. Is it the electro nodes or something like that? There's a lot of reptiles, especially if they're aquatic, that have like sensitive. There's like receptors or something along the face where they can like sense things happening. I think a lot of crocodiles have that because there's something about how like a crocodile can sense pretty much anything happening in like a 200-foot radius, even if it's just like a ripple, because of how sensitive these things are. Is that what they're called? Ampullae? Sloppy? I believe you. I have no idea, but that sounds right. Yeah, crocodiles are super interesting. I mean, they've managed to survive this long. We have fossil records of these guys going back millennia. So it's a good body plan. And they're very specialized, which is super interesting. If you look at the bone, you'll see what looks like small holes. Yeah, I forget what the deep. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those little tiny holes. Super interesting. 19 feet, right? Huge. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely, you can come. Oh, Sloppy has a scientific fun fact, unrelated to the gharial, for when you're done. Okay. Fermilab, particle accelerator in Illinois, used to use a ferret to clean the tubes of the accelerator. She was trained to run through the tubes with cleaning supplies attached to her body in exchange for hamburger. That's amazing. And her name was Felicia. That's awesome. Felicia the ferret. If the FBI is monitoring your activity, they're just like, yep, she's looking up gharials. Yeah, well, listen, if the FBI is monitoring my activity, they clearly don't have enough to do. Because my browsing history is enormously uninteresting unless you are super interested in the natural world. So, which maybe they are. You know, maybe there's you know what? To the FBI agent vicariously living through me by somehow looking at my search history, you're welcome. I think it's interesting too. Yeah, that would be funny though. Alright, so again, I'm trying to study, not copy, these shapes. So I'm basically just trying to block in. I'm like looking at this skeleton here, I'm trying to connect the dots and draw sort of the shapes that I see in the skin and the scales, trying to keep in mind the anatomy that we just studied here in the skeleton, right? So I can see that that's the knee, here's the leg, I can see all that stuff here. I have this like super muscular tail kind of curling around. They're like prehensile tails, I believe. They use them to grasp onto branches and things. Very, very interesting little guys. There's a little foot there. And then I'm going to come back in and do a little more detail work. So hopefully, one way I can prevent myself from getting too caught up in the details is, you know, like I was saying earlier, just drawing the big shapes first before I focus on detail to make sure I get my proportions right, and that's going to help me to study the image. Hey PJ, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. I hope your Monday is off to a good start. Yeah, pangolin are cute, aren't they? It was World Pangolin Day on Saturday, so I thought it would be a fun excuse to draw some pangolin. They do get a little complex with their scales, but that's okay. I'm probably not going to draw every single scale because that is going to take too long, and I do have other things to do today, but hey Nerduino, how's it going? It's so good to see you. Happy Monday. Thanks for popping in. We were just nerding out about Gharials. Probably went a little over my 5-minute timeline, but we are now back on topic, drawing pangolins today as a belated celebration of World Pangolin Day, which was on Saturday. How was your weekend? How was your Monday? Hope it's doing well. And you guys make sure you follow Nerduino too if you aren't already. I'm sure most of you are because we talk about Nerduino a lot, but you know, if you're not for some reason, if you've missed those, go follow Nerduino. It does fantastic science content here on Twitch. Weekend was too short. I agree. It's never long enough. But I did get decent sleep for once last night, so I'm feeling unusually ready for the week. I feel like I typically come into the week sort of drained, because sometimes I try to pack too much in on my Sundays because it's my one day off. And this last Sunday I actually had some plans get canceled, so I was able to just kind of chill a whole day. Didn't really do much, didn't expend a lot of energy, and I'm feeling really good. I went to bed at like a reasonable hour, so that helps a lot. I'm trying really hard to fix my sleep schedule. Trying to be in bed by like 9 to 10 p.m. is sort of my goal right now, which is probably really early for some of you. It's definitely been early for me lately. But I like to get up at like 4 or 5 so that I can work out, and that really helps. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Pioneer. I super appreciate that. Thank you for that. 6 months of subbing. Holy cow. Indeed. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I need to fix my sub alert still. It's still broken. It's only supposed to do that special GIF if like somebody donates a batch of subs or something, so I think I set it up wrong. What even happened? I know, isn't that crazy? I feel like I just met so many of you here on Twitch. That's been one of the weirder things, I think, about going through the old Art Gym VODs and uploading them all to YouTube this past month, is like, I can't believe it's been a year. It's been over a year. It is a special 6-month alert, but it's supposed to work differently. I'm just dumb, so it's my fault. It was 6 month in advance sub? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on. See, and that's part of why I was trying to make it... What? 5 months at tier 1? Wait, I'm confused. That's what the alert said on the screen? Yeah, I'm not sure if I set that up correctly or not, but either way, Pioneer, I super appreciate the sub. I am trying to figure out if maybe I didn't set it up wrong. You didn't buy it in advance, yeah. So I set it up wrong, because it's supposed to be like, I'm trying to find a bot that will tell me, because I can't figure out what Twitch is telling me sometimes, because the way it words the subs is very confusing to me. Yeah, right, Nerduino, yes. So like that's what it's supposed to be for, is so that I can tell when somebody is doing something like that. But either way, I will fix it eventually when I remember to and or have time. But I still appreciate the sub regardless. Any sub, any Prime sub, any bits, anything is extremely generous for anyone to give me. I'm trying to help myself be less confused, and clearly I'm just making it worse, so. But I hope you're doing well, Pioneer. I hope you're having a good week, a good weekend, a good Monday. And thanks for being here. We're drawing pangolins today, as you can probably tell. Pangolin are critically endangered, rapidly becoming, went from extremely prolific, I guess prevalent would be a better word, creatures to being extremely endangered very rapidly in recent decades. And so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to talk about them a little bit, spread some pangolin love, especially if people haven't heard of it before. Let's see, Jamaican food tomorrow. Oh, fun. Well, enjoy. You have such a variety of options. So the prices have jumped up to the actual retail prices. Oh no! Are you trying to rebuild or build a new PC? I keep thinking that I need to upgrade my current one, but every time I look at prices, they are extremely discouraging. And yeah, haven't really made the jump yet. Where do they live? So pangolins live in Asia and Africa primarily. I believe it's southeastern Asia mostly, but we can look that up here in a little bit. We'll spend some time learning about the pangolin. I think I've actually done a pangolin for the Draw Me an Animal game before, but they can look really, really different. Their basic anatomy is the same, but the colors, the scales, very, very unique critters. Some of them are fuzzy, like super, super fuzzy, almost like an armadillo. But I don't believe they're actually closely related to armadillos. They just have a similar body plan. In fact, let's look that up really fast. I'm curious now. Let's go to our handy dandy one zoom tree of life. Pangolin. So if you guys haven't seen the tree of life before, it's this handy thing. You can basically type something in, and it'll zoom you right over there. So here's the pangolins. Oh, see all the red? See, that means they're endangered. Makes me so sad. But here's a few that aren't necessarily endangered, hopefully. Oh, but they're sponsored. Look at that. Somebody sponsored these. Aww. Look at these guys. So nice. Sponsoring these little leaves on the tree of life. Where's the Sunda pangolin? I don't know where the black one is. But let's see how far away they are from, I almost said sand shrew, from armadillos. Let's see. Armadillos. Blink. So there's pangolins, and then way over here is armadillos, so they are not closely related. Armadillos, funnily enough, looks like they are more closely related to sloths. Interesting. Anteaters, sloths, and armadillos are in the same group, I guess. Xenarthra. That's a cool name. I'll have to remember that. I might need to make a new folder for these guys. But yeah, they're like not close at all. They're like way separated. I don't even remember where the pangolins were. But there's armadillos, more closely related to aardvarks, sloths, anteaters, elephant shrews, and elephants even, than they are to pangolin. So this is an example of what they call convergent evolution, where you have two types of animals that are filling the same niche. You know, they hunt the same foods, they kind of fill the same ecological job description as another animal, so they look similar, but that does not mean that they're actually related to each other. Always fun to think about. I think I'm good just drawing with just the one pangolin. Yeah, there's a lot of scales. I'm not going to do all the details of the scales, I don't think. But there you go. And then as far as where they live, let's look really quickly at the pangolin range here. Hey Bakaholic, hey Smiley, how you doing? So yeah, mostly Southeast Asia and Africa. This is where they live. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about the pangolin while we draw them, I can link you guys to the pangolin Wikipedia page. Let's see. Except with their actual price, we're looking at a heck more than just $200 more. Oh no, $1,200 more. Jeez, wow. Major piece of their pay. They canceled the order because they didn't actually have the stock, and then Oh man, I see, I see. Yeah, they make it complicated. They make it complicated. A power connector issue? I don't even know. I don't even know how you guys find out that stuff. Alright, let's draw this one. The black belly pangolin. Hey, Raycodactylus, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see ya. How goes your Monday? We are drawing pangolins today. Talking pangolins, drawing pangolins. It's a very scaly time in here. I don't know if I want to use that color. Let's use this one. Reiko Pangolus? Talking pangolins? Yeah, we talked about pangolins a little bit. You know, they deserve some extra love. You know, they need more people to talk about them. Honestly, that's one of the best things. If anybody out there has an animal that you're really concerned about that's endangered, one of the best things that you can do that's free to support creatures when you feel like you don't have the funds or the means to help and go physically be a part of any conservation efforts or whatever, just talking about them, just spreading awareness is honestly one of the most, I think it's overlooked a little bit because we feel like it's not doing anything, but it really is. I mean, people can't help an animal that they don't know about, and there's still people out there who've never heard of a pangolin. Granted, that I think that number of people is getting fewer because so many folks have been talking about it, but you know, don't stop. Share some cool art, make some art, post some art about animals that you are, you know, concerned about, or share a cool article you find, have a conversation about some fun fact you learned about a pangolin or any other endangered critter. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. Have you got any plans, hey Dinodax, to make your most recent Dino November dinos into stickers? Oh yeah, I do, Dinodax. So I haven't finished. So here's I'm kind of in a weird situation with my stickers right now. I really want to get a die cut machine so that I can make my own and sell them from like my studio. Right now, the only way to get stickers for me, the dinosaur ones, is on my Redbubble. The problem with Redbubble, well, there's a lot of problems with Redbubble. Excuse me, is that, well, a lot of it is just the general problem with the internet right now, is that there's so much AI stuff. And so I'm kind of hesitant to post my new ones on there. I'm probably going to post some of the more popular ones soon, and I can let you guys know when I do that. In fact, once I do that, my plan is to make a merch alert in my Discord, so I don't know if anybody is interested, but if you're in the Discord, you can actually self-assign the merch alert role, and then when I release new prints or stickers or open for commissions or do anything like that, I'll basically ping that role. So you do have to have role alerts turned on just for my Discord if you want to get pings for those things. But I will be posting on socials and on Discord and on Patreon whenever I've got some new merch lined up, hopefully soon. My goal is this month to have those posted. It was supposed to be last month, but last month ended up being crazy. But I appreciate your interest, Dinodax, and I'm definitely planning on having most, if not all of those as stickers. But right now you can get some of my dinosaur stickers on Redbubble. So if you're interested in some of the ones I've got up there, go check that out. There's like a whole dinosaur section you can look at. And I appreciate any purchases anybody makes. Redbubble has this strange program where you have to make like at least one sale every like 3 months in order to get the lower fee, basically, or to get like something to basically get it for free. So if anybody ever wants a sticker, if you ever think about it, it's probably the cheapest way to support me on Redbubble is to get a sticker. I don't think they're too much, and they have sticker sales a lot on Redbubble. But yeah, thank you for the interest, Dinodax. I will definitely let you know. Oh, you got the other ones. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, I will let you know when I have them posted. Keep an eye on the Redbubble, because I probably will at least post 2 or 3 designs up there. I just haven't figured out which ones. If you have requests of which ones you'd like especially, I can try and make those a priority. But if anybody wants to see all of my dinosaur stickers, you can see them all. Right now it's pretty much the first thing on my Instagram, because I haven't really posted a whole lot since Dinovember on Instagram. Oh, do I not have an Instagram command? Guess not. Here we go. It's the top link there. But probably I'll be doing the Baryonyx, the Utah Raptor, I haven't really picked. I wanted to pick like a variety. I think I might do the Giraffe Titan as well, because I liked the way that one came out. But if you have a favorite, or if anyone has a favorite that they'd like to see as a sticker, I'd be happy to put it in the running. I'm hesitant to put all of the sticker designs on Redbubble right now because of all that issues with AI scraping. I just won't have as much control over that on Redbubble. Oh, and we do have an ad. I'm so sorry, I was not paying attention. So for anybody who can still hear me, we're about to take a little ad break. So I'm gonna stretch, I'm gonna save, and we'll just do some stretches during the ads. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, this is your friendly reminder to unhunch yourself, to, you know, unshrimp, as we like to say here in Art Twitch. And just kind of push your shoulder blades together. I like to overarch my back and sort of kind of overcorrect bad posture. Oh, well, thank you, Dino Dax. Yeah, hopefully I can get, so I'm saving up right now. My little Ko-fi fund is actually, I haven't really promoted it a whole lot, but I have a little goal on Ko-fi right now. Once I hit that number, I can afford a Brother Scan and Cut, which is a really cool die cut machine that would actually help me primarily make stickers really quickly. I'm excited about it. But yeah, I need to save up for that because they're kind of expensive. But it would be really cool to be able to make my own sticker sheets and stickers and things for conventions or for sale in my shop. So that's the long-term plan. But right now I might end up just making a print order from a local shop and just having them on hand to sell from my studio until I can save up for a die cut machine. Yeah, I haven't quite made the plunge yet because I'm also trying to apply to conventions right now, and it depends. I'm trying to decide which conventions to apply for, and then once I do, I need to re-inventory and figure out, like, okay, how much money do I need to invest on new product? And then once I figure that out, I'm gonna print a bunch of stickers, I think, to be able to take with me to cons or sell on my website. So I'll let you guys know. And again, I appreciate the interest. So if anybody is stretching with me, I forgot to finish my instructions. Most of you probably know what I'm gonna say, but just overarch your back, push your shoulder blades together, kind of hold for 20 seconds, kind of almost like flex those muscles. And I've heard somebody say, pretend you're cracking a walnut with your shoulder blades. Like, you really want to push them together and flex and hold. And then you're gonna relax after 20 seconds and just kind of drop your shoulders. So you just want to drop them down, don't like re-hunch. So you're overstretching and then just relaxing. And so usually that relaxed pose that you drop into is like a more naturally upright position. And over time, if you keep doing that consistently, it won't feel awkward to sit with your shoulders back, and it will strengthen all these muscles to hold your skeleton in place, basically, in this more natural upright position, which, for me anyway, my long-term goal is to prevent back pain when I'm older, and by having better posture while I'm younger. So if you are into that, feel free to join me. We usually do a stretch once an hour. I'm gonna do a quick carpal tunnel stretch too, before we get back from ads, just because I am trying to be a whole lot better about making sure I do these as well. This one tends to be a little more tense feeling, but it always feels really nice when I'm done. So, oh, Maze, don't hurt yourself. If you have an injury, don't stretch like that if it hurts. Germs says, my posture today is not shrimp, it is pangolin. That's true. We should say unpangolin. They are kind of hunchbacked a little bit, but for them, that's a natural pose, so it's okay. A fun thing I learned the other day is when you see animals that have, I forget what this bone is. Yes, exactly, Smiley. When you see like digging animals, they tend to have these really long elbow bones, I guess, that protrude way far back. And this is so that they can have strong muscle attachments right here. And that's one way you can tell, like, I mean, if the claws right here weren't a dead giveaway, then you could also look at the elbow to notice that. And just, I don't know, I think little things like that are interesting when you're thinking about creature design, because it can help influence kind of the decisions that you make, you know? Anyway, I need to learn more about how muscles attach. I think that would be super helpful for me. The pain is good for you. Okay, as long as it's a good ow. It's hard to tell. You know, I can only get so much from 2 letters, but I'm glad you're not, like, actually hurting yourself. Yeah, stretching is good. I'm trying to get back into my habit of stretching, like, first thing in the morning when I wake up. Ooh, stomach hurts all of a sudden. I had a coffee right before stream, and I don't normally have coffee. I wonder if that's what that is. Ow, really hurts. What's going on? Hey, Liam reminded. Okay, it passed. That was uncomfortable. Can we have a soup cafeteria? Only if you volunteer to be the chef, Ungoy. I feel like you talk about food so much. I can only imagine you must be a good cook. Do you cook, or are you more of a connoisseur? I actually need to make some bean soup. Got a bunch of ingredients that I need to use up. All the soups, yeah. Take some water. Don't forget to hydrate, everybody. Too lazy to cook. Well, you're asking a lot for somebody who doesn't want to put in the work. I mean, I'm not going to be cooking the soup. Also, there is no KCCon. I want to be very clear. I appreciate the interest, but I don't even know what that would be. Yes, I know we've made jokes about it before, but yeah, you could just microwave it. Exactly. See, Liam is a problem solver. I feel like soup is a pretty easy one, to be honest. Do I have some toast? I do not. I'm kind of staying away from breads right now. I just sit so much, I really don't need the extra carbs. I'm trying to get a little healthier this year. It's been a lot of sitting. You're the problem? No, you're not the problem. You're great. You could probably heat up a couple types of soups at Casey. Uh-oh, Pyro, don't volunteer and get Ungoy all excited now. Whole grain bread. No. I don't need extra carbs. I already eat a lot of vegetables. That's all the carbs I need right now. You make a no cooking avocado soup. Wait, do tell. How do you not cook a soup? I'm very curious about this, Neilf, if you feel like sharing this mysterious recipe. Carbs are carbs, even if they have other good things in them. Yes, but I do feel like there's better carbs. Like, I feel like bread is not as good of a carb as a vegetable carb. Because there's like so many vitamins in vegetables that you're not getting in a bread. So of the two, I'm like, well, I'll have some broccoli instead of bread. Probably a better choice for carbs. What about a bread bowl? I do like a bread bowl, but again, until I can like find more time to actually get back into like working out and doing a lot more cardio, I'm just sitting and drawing and working so much. I've got to, one of my goals this year is to get back into mountain shape, because I didn't do a mountain last year. I had some health issues in the end of 2023 that kind of threw a lot of 2024 off, and I really want to get back to where I was in 2022. It's kind of my goal right now. 23, 22. I was in pretty decent shape, so yeah, I need to get back to that version of self. Isn't that guacamole? PJ, fair. Yeah, a no cooking avocado soup, so guacamole. Gazpacho, I've never had that. What is that? Tomatillo, garlic, avocado, buttermilk. Oh, there's the soup part. Dash of hot sauce, put it in a blender, salt, pepper, and serve. Interesting. That's guacamole. I don't think I've ever put buttermilk in guacamole. And I think it depends on how much buttermilk. I would imagine probably a fair bit to make it soupy. That does sound really good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that does sound really good. I know, right, Liam? I have recently become a fan of when I make curries, blending some of it to like make a thickened stock and then re-incorporating it into it. The only thing I don't like about that process is I have to clean the blender after that, and it's annoying. I tend to be like a one-pot chef, and so like if I can't make it all in one pot, I tend to just not want to make it. Try to be better about that, but I just don't have a lot of free time is the problem. So I'm really interested in any good crock pot recipes you guys have that are easy to just throw everything in there and leave it. That is sort of where I'm leaning these days until I can get my schedule in line and like figure things out a little bit better with my time. I definitely am all about the crock pots. I've been doing a lot of chilies, a lot of stews. I know you can do like shredded chicken and stuff, but I've never done that. I've heard it's easy, but I don't know. On the reduced carb train too, yeah. I just feel like breads are Breads are the thing I'm just trying. Breads and excessive sugar. I can't stay totally away from sugar because I do love fruit. I have such a sweet tooth. I'm trying to be better about when I have a sweet tooth craving, like getting fruit instead, or like having fruit on hand. Especially berries. Oh my gosh, I love berries. I could just eat berries all day. I've never met a berry I did not enjoy. Of course, I have not met every berry, but so good. Instapot shredded. See, I don't have an Instapot, but I have a crock pot. Can you do the same thing? Isn't an Instapot like a pressure cooker? I don't really know the difference. I think a friend actually gave me a pressure cooker, but I've never used it. Oh my goodness! Toma, hey, good to see you. Thank you so much for popping in. Happy belated Pangolin Day. We are celebrating World Pangolin Day by doing some pangolin studies this morning for the art gym. Welcome to anybody who has never been to the art gym before. It's a warm-up stream session that we do Monday through Wednesday here, where I pick a different topic and we just kind of study together, and then at the end we share off, or show off, I don't know why I put those words together, all of our pieces. You just saw 5 of those at your zoo? That's awesome, Nomad. That's awesome. Pangolins are so cool. But yeah, we talk about anatomy, and then we talk about how to apply what we learned to the reference, talk about studying versus copying, all that kind of stuff. So welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, Shinoko. I appreciate that follow. Toma, if you have to raid and run, that's fine, but if you have any like art you want to share, I'd be happy to show it off on stream, especially if it's work safe. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. How did your stream go? What did you guys get up to? Tell me all the things. Let me scroll up and say hi to folks. Let's see, eyes on stream. Oh gosh, don't remind me. Let's see. Oh, Katashvi, hello. Danny the Moth, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How is everybody? Happy Monday. Timothy, who hasn't been here before. Let me see who else I can greet before I show you guys what I do, because we don't just do the art gym. I'll actually be on again later this afternoon doing something totally unrelated. But pangolins are cute, right, Catastrophe? I agree. I agree. Let's see. You love pangolins. Awesome, awesome. You've never seen pangolins before. Well, they are very cool creatures, and they're actually critically endangered. So definitely look them up. This is one of my favorite ones that I'm drawing right now. It's called a black-bellied pangolin. It's a really small arboreal or tree-dwelling pangolin, and they're really cool because, I mean, all pangolins have this, but the arboreal ones have these really, really strong, giant, compared to their body size especially, prehensile tails that they use to just like wrap around anything to kind of help them climb and get around in the trees. But they're highly endangered because they keep getting hunted for either meat or, you know, traditional medicine, basically. But unfortunately, their scales are the problem because they're so unique. They're highly sought after, and I wish people could be more educated about how they are not really anything special. They're just keratin. It's literally made out of the same stuff your fingernail or your hair is made out of. So it's like, maybe, how about instead of, you know, killing a pangolin for its scales, you could just make fingernail soup, because that's basically what you're doing. It's very gross. But unfortunately, that's actually what's driving a lot of the extinction of these creatures. They're getting pretty endangered. One of the most highly trafficked animals in the world, unfortunately. Yeah, go hug a pangolin today, folks. Mammals with scales are they're super rare and very interesting. Yeah. You got booped? Oh no, I'm sorry. Did my automod get you? My automod can be a little bit strict. Let me see if I can see anything. I don't see any links from Toma yet, so let me just introduce you to what I do if anyone's interested. So this is the type of work I tend to do in the afternoons. I do more like project-based art pieces. So I am a digital illustrator primarily. I'm trying to get into like kids books, graphic novels. I've actually got a webcomic if anyone wants to read it called Drift. You can type !Drift if you want to check that out. But I'm trying to work my way into the publishing industry. I'm actually trying to court agents right now to get picked up so that I can start working in the industry, hopefully this year. We'll see. But thank you all for being here and helping support that dream and that goal. It really does help a lot to have people interested in what I'm doing, because and that is part of why I'm safe for work around here, is because, you know, if an agent does happen to wander in, I want to make sure that they don't see anything or hear anything that would make them hesitant to work with me as a kids book public artist is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, this is the type of stuff that I do. I also do creature design. I have a lot of fun with animals. You'll see a lot of animals around here. We do sea slug dragon on the Wednesdays, on the first Wednesday of every month, which is always a lot of fun. Just look at a sea slug and design creature based off of it. I have a blast doing it. And then I also do some sculpting. Oops, I went the wrong way again in my little thing. Let me show you the sculpture somewhere. Oh, here's some dinosaur stickers. We were just talking about those. You can get them on Redbubble. Here's Drift. I'm trying to do more people. You'll notice a lot of animals, but I'm trying to get better at people. It's one of my big goals is to be more well balanced. So anyway, welcome to my stream, and thanks for hanging out. So I do all these other types of projects like sculpting, creature design, illustration. I do those in the afternoon. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings, I do the art gym, which is what we're doing right now. And we're actually getting close to the show and tell time. So I'm going to finish this one, and we'll probably see what you guys have been drawing. So if anybody wants to draw along, as long as you're working from a reference and you know, some more observation of some kind, it doesn't have to be a pangolin, but we have an art gym section of the Discord. You can drop your studies in there, and then we'll show them off on stream at the end. And if you're a streamer, we will give you a shout out. Let's see, let me scroll down because I think I'm behind in chat. They are babies, right, Shinoko? They are so cute. No, I don't want to kill them. No, I don't want to kill them at all. Aw, thank you so much, Nomad. I appreciate that. Nomad, I really appreciate the enthusiastic support. That's really sweet. Cool animal lady. Aw, you're so nice. Thank you. Show the pink one again? Sure. Yeah. The anemone dragon? Yeah, so it's a sea slug, actually. It's called, I think it's called the Roses Pink Sea Slug. You can imagine why. But it has these really cool like tendrils, so I incorporated it into this dragon design. I'd like to make this a sticker or something at some point. I haven't gotten that far in my stuff, but... oh, that is really cool, Germs. You forgot about the sculptures. Yeah, we do that. Sticker Giant is out of Longmont. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll check them out. I'll write that down, actually. I am looking for somebody to work with for stickers. So I didn't see anything from Toma, so they may have had to raid and run, but guys, if you're not following Toma, please make sure that you do. Really cool artist here on Twitch that we met through Chikuri, I think, actually, who is another awesome artist you guys should check out. Haven't seen a Chikuri stream in a while, but anyway, welcome to my stream. This is what we do, and happy to have you. I'm gonna write that down, though. Sticker Giant. I'm gonna put that. I have a little like private Discord server where I just like take notes so that I don't forget stuff. That is going right in there. I wonder if they give like local discounts. I work with Yellow Dog right now in Denver. They're not too bad, especially if you buy things in bulk. But I'll definitely have to do some price checking. Sorry, I have hiccups. Really bad right now. Sometimes I get a little nervous when I get raided, but at least my hands aren't sweaty anymore. That's exciting. Sorry, it's probably TMI. Okay, let's get back to drawing before I ramble myself into I don't know, a bad place or something. You should really start joining the gyms. Yeah, come on in anytime. I mean, so we look at people's studies pretty much 3 days a week, and you don't have to do the topic I'm doing. So I do sometimes do like people because I'm trying to get better at humans and architecture. Sometimes we do like vehicles or objects. We do all sorts of stuff for the art gym because the whole idea of the art gym is, I mean, the reason we call it the art gym is it's kind of like how sometimes it helps to have a workout partner when you go to like the gym. So the idea is that it makes it easier to do the hard work of skill building in art if you have a workout buddy. And so that's, you know, the idea is that this is just like an accountability hour if you've been dragging your feet on doing a specific study or a still life or, you know, a tutorial that you've had saved on your hard drive forever. This is your opportunity to like struggle with other people who are struggling. So that's why the motto is let's get the bad drawings out. You know, we're just here to struggle together. So don't expect super refined work on these streams from me. I'm trying to learn. And I invite anybody who wants to join me. You should be lurking. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you lurking. That really does help. And we also have this thing. I don't know if it was, nope, I said it wrong. If anybody wants to, I told some folks who really want me to be partner, which is very generous, that if I ever got to an average of 50 viewers, I might consider actually doing a partner push. Right now, I'm about 40 average, between 30 and 40. So I'm not there yet, but if you'd like to help, that's how you can help in the chat right there. Just double click my icon or take the raid part out of your URL and press enter, whatever is easiest. Or just lurk, that's fine too. Lurking is super helpful because it helps people find the channel. So I appreciate you either way. Hey Feesy Shine, how are you? It's good to see you. Aw, no man, you were the sweetest. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You didn't have, I mean, I know it's an extra step, so I do appreciate that. Very, very kind. Fecy, I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for being here. Hope everybody's having a good day. We are going to probably draw for like another, I'm going to probably draw for another like 10 or 15, and then we're going to look at what you guys have been studying. So again, if anybody wants to join in, or if you have some studies you've been working on, use this as your accountability time if you want to, and then you can post in the Discord in the art gym section. As long as it is work safe, I will show it on stream, and if you are an art streamer, I'd be happy to shout you out. Or if you're any kind of streamer, really, be happy to shout you out. Just, you know, show some art love, art Twitch love to anybody who participates with me. You're broke, so fixing your links. Oh, yeah, oh, Catastrophe, honestly, that is a great way to support anybody on Twitch if you don't have the money for subs. Just making sure if you get rated in and you like the person to double click the icon or whatever to make sure that your view counts toward their total. Because it's weird, but like that is how Twitch decides who to promote, how to get like affiliate or partner or anything like that. It's a silly extra step you have to take, but I do appreciate the extra effort. Oh, we have a Draw Me an Animal. Okay, so for those who haven't seen this before, Draw Me an Animal is a game that I can play here about every half hour, and like that's how often the cooldown I think is every half hour. And the way it works is you can save up channel points. You can earn channel points by following or by actually sticking out through the raids. I just found out recently earns you quite a few channel points. So if anybody wants to hang out until I raid in to somebody else, that will give you some extra channel points too. But basically I have to draw the animal without reference. So it's kind of like a little game to test my animal knowledge, and also just a fun way to spotlight some animals maybe that people haven't heard of before. I am kind of an animal nerd, so it's a really fun, I think it's a really fun game. And I think people enjoy it. They keep requesting animals, so must not be the worst game. A golden tortoise beetle. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard of this before. To be fair, I am really, really bad on my insect knowledge, so you were saving your channel points for an order of chicken nuggets. What? I mean, I have chicken emotes if you just need to spam those. Let's see, golden tortoise beetle. Yeah, I don't know as much about, there's so many insects, honestly, and so many fish and birds, like, I don't tend to know these as well, so I'm just gonna guess, and then we're gonna learn about this one together. They are top on your bucket list of insects to photograph. Interesting. Golden tortoise beetle. So I imagine it's got like it's gotta have some kind of like a hump-like structure, probably. That kind of resembles a tortoise shell, would be my guess. And it's a beetle, so I'm trying to use my knowledge, my very limited knowledge of what beetles look like. I don't really have a great grasp on beetles. But basically, we just asked that there's no hints in the chat. Feel free to go look it up on your own if you would like to check out and see how close I get. I'm gonna say, I know beetles have, the carapace has usually 2 wings, and they tend to be kind of round, but I'm gonna make this one tall. Since it's a tortoise beetle, we'll just see. I don't know much about beetle anatomy though. Like, I don't remember how their feet work. I don't know. I know that they're insects, so they have 6 legs, so that much I can handle. But that's pretty much all I got. So I'm gonna draw that. Maybe they have antenna. I don't know. Beetles have antenna? Don't answer that. I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna just draw it like this. And then I have 5 minutes. Let's see, it's already been a minute or 2, so we're gonna make a golden color. But yeah, feel free to look it up if you would like to, like I said, see how close I get. And then we'll learn about it together as soon as my time is up, which is coming up shortly. So, fun little game. Draw me an animal. I'm gonna say they have little, like, tortoise shell patterns, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to think about, I really don't know that much about beetles. I keep saying that, but I'm gonna keep saying it because it's I have very little knowledge to draw on here. No pun intended. Okay. I'm gonna give him a little cute little eyeball. Okay, he's got little googly eyes, and yeah, I'm gonna say that's my tortoise beetle because I don't actually know. It didn't take me the whole 5 minutes to draw because I don't don't know much about them. Let's give them some little shinies or something, I guess. I can do that. Little shell shinies. Blink, blink, blink. It's not very shiny. And we'll just say that they probably live on the ground, I would imagine. They sometimes land and do things on the ground, so we're going to put them on the ground here. Okay. And we'll do some little rocks or something, little pebbles. I have no idea how big they are. We'll say sand. It's little grits of dirt. Let's look it up. I don't know what else to add because I don't know enough about insect anatomy to add anything, and I am curious. I want to see what this looks like. So let's see how close I got. Tortoise beetle. Aw, they're so, oh my gosh, they're so shiny. Holy cow, and they do have antennae, so I didn't quite get this. I mean, it is a beetle, but I didn't really get anything about it correct other than that. Maybe slightly the beetle shape, I guess. I'm gonna give myself like a 50 on this. I didn't really get it, but this is a cool creature. Holy cow. So I guess bug warning if you don't like bugs, but this almost looks like a little alien. It's extremely shiny. I don't know anything about this animal. Look at this. Some of them are like, oh, this one has like a spot design, which is cool. Oh wait, this is a gold bug. Is that the same thing as a golden tortoise beetle? This looks like various beetles in the family, but this is a golden tortoise beetle right here. Look at these colors. Holy cow. Let's learn about it. The golden tortoise beetle is a species of beetle in the leaf beetle family. It's native to the Americas. Really? What part? Very broadly distributed. Species has been seen in regions reaching up to Argentina. Okay, so it's in Southern America. That makes a little more. I've never seen this before. There's 2 subspecies. Okay, very cool, very cool. Here's what the larva looks like. Wild. There's a larva. They got little weird tendrily things sticking out of their shell. Oh, when disturbed, they turn red with black spots. So they're color changing. Oh my gosh. And they're like see-through, which is crazy. This is such an interesting animal. I've never heard of this before. Really cool. Beetle consumes foliage of plants, including bindweeds, morning glory, and sweet potato. Oh, nice. We have those here. Both adults and larvae feed on the foliage. Cool. Oh man. Color changes through its development during mating and during times of disturbance, such as when it is touched by a human researcher. Wow. Scientists have not examined the color changing mechanism. Really. However, color change in the related Pangolin species occurs when this beetle's elytra, what is an elytra? Modified or hardened forewing of the beetles. Oh, so it's like the shell part. When the beetle's elytra hydrate and dehydrate. Huh. Wow. Adults of both species can turn from shiny gold through reddish brown. Wow. That is crazy. This is crazy. Such an interesting animal. Look at that. It almost looks fake. It is so shiny. My beetle is adorable. I definitely didn't get it, but this is really interesting. Well, if you guys want to learn more about this beetle, the golden tortoise beetle, here you go. Thank you, Bakaholic, for the recommendation. Very interesting critter. With beetles in general, one thing I do love is the iridescence. Yeah, they can be extremely iridescent. This is wild, though. Add a top hat and a smoking pipe to make them more temper. We did that already with the Olm, which I got very wrong. According to the University of Florida, they're distributed widely in eastern North America. What? What? Hold on. What? It doesn't say that on here. That's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had them in the US. I've never seen them. Have you seen one? I grew up in Texas, but they must not be in central, like north central Texas. One of 3 tortoise beetles that are found in Florida. You've never seen them? Okay, I should have read your whole message. Yeah, that's really fascinating. You'll have to keep an eye out then. Let us know if you find one. I would love to see. Love to see if they're like really I mean, they have to be that shiny, right? Like there's so many pictures of them. Let's see. I'm glad you like my beetle. They are pretty little. Are they pests? Yeah. Yeah, they do kind of have a ladybug shape. They seem a lot bigger than that, though. That's so crazy. Look at that. Look at this one like in mid-transformation. And look at this one. So you can see like the transformation lines. That's so cool. Wow. That almost looks cute. Google just tortoise beetle and you can see some other colors. Oh, cool. If you go back to the Google search, I think the second link. Oh. Like. Oh yeah, look at that. So smart. I'm gonna pin this. Let me find a good, yeah, I guess I'll just pin this one. It's not the best image. I'll pin this one. Save image for Pinterest. I have a whole arthropod section on my Pinterest board. Beetles, right there. Okay. That way I don't forget about it. I will come look at this later for sure. Cool. Yeah, west to about Iowa and Texas. It must be on the eastern side of Texas. Because I would imagine you'd need a relatively humid environment. And the further west you go in Texas, the drier it tends to get. Except for DFW. DFW is pretty humid, but just because of all the lakes there. Wow, that is fascinating. Well, thank you. Has amazing info pages. Yeah, I do love a well-researched info page. Sometimes Wikipedia does not go into enough detail, you know? Have to look for them. Yeah, Neil, let us know if you find one. And if anyone gets any pictures, like I said, we do a Discord with a pic share section where you can share photographs of anything, really. But, yeah, anyway. Hey, Turgis. Turgis, how you doing? Thanks for your enthusiasm, Turgis. We did get a raid. Ah! Oh, gosh, that scared me. Thank you, Annette. I appreciate your generosity, as always. And I hope you're having a good Monday. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. All you missed was a draw me an animal. And we're drawing pangolins today. I'm gonna finish slapping some color on this. Yes, I did like the wild horses pics. I saw them. That was so cool. Yeah. I actually didn't know there were a ton of wild horses in Florida. When I think of wild horses, I think of like the plains states. I don't really think of Florida, but I guess parts of Florida can be sort of plainish. Is your chat not being seen? Oh, no, I see you, Pirate Queen. I'm sorry if I missed anything. I'm just really bad at reading chat. It's not you, it's me. But like, really, though. Feel free to repeat anything that you said if I missed it. Ah! What's happening? Oh my gosh. Miss Caprikel, that is extremely generous. Thank you, seriously. You did not have to do that. I think you just, like, completed my bits goal. Thank you. Hype train has begun. Oh my gosh, Miss Caprikel and Outernet, thank you both. You changed your name from, oh, Trisha, hey, okay, that's good to know. Well, good to see you, Trisha. Now Pirate Queen, Trisha. I see that. I will try to remember that. Welcome back in. It's great to have you. Teacher, what's your favorite soup? Gosh, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good soups. What's your favorite soup, chat? I like tortilla soup. I like black bean soup. It's that avocado soup that was being spoken about in chat was sounding very delicious. Google says they are common. Saw palmetto. Oh, interesting. Aw, congrats on your badge. I need to probably do something fancy with those badges. I apologize that I haven't done that yet. I'm still not used to people being so generous. And enjoy your winking emote. Oh, we have tons of it where you live. Oh, nice. Yeah, look for it, Neil. I'd love to see. Hot and sour soup. Ramen. Oh yeah, ramen. I do like a noodle soup. I don't do a lot of, I like udon. Udon's really tasty. I like a thick noodle. Chicken noodle is a classic, of course. Italian wedding soup. Oh my gosh, I have a really good Italian wedding soup recipe that a coworker gave me. Oh gosh. Thank you for that Gigantify emote. Potato and leek. And cheese, clearly. Potato soups are underrated. I will agree, out of net. Tomato bisque with grilled man, you guys are making me hungry. I need to go to the store. I don't have any of that stuff. I'm not going to show you guys the inside of my fridge right now because you'll get mad at me, but there's not a ton in there. So I don't know if the bits alert that came up was the one that says cheese or not, but I call it my cheese fund. So some of this might go toward cheese because I haven't had cheese in weeks and I really miss it. No, Ungoy, bad. No pangolin soup. May as well just make fingernail soup. Gross. Yes, cheese! Cheese indeed. Such a classic. Yeah. Yeah. Clearly Ungoi means soup for pangolins. Yes. That's what Ungoi meant, for sure. Ungoi would never suggest eating a pangolin. That would just be wildly inappropriate. Yes, for pangolins. You can never get mad until the revelation that they have it. Oh no! Oh no, don't be mad. It's not empty. It's not an empty fridge out in it. Don't worry, it's not an empty fridge. It's just less full than it could be. And I know that sounds really suspicious, but there is stuff in the fridge. Like I had some eggs for breakfast. Which is before everyone's like, what? You can afford eggs? Because like, you know, that's the thing right now. They were gifted. They were gifted eggs. There's air in there. Air is stuff. Okay, but there's more than just air. I'm not to that level of desperation in the fridge. Bottle of mustard at the back. There is mustard in there, actually. Yeah, guess what's in my fridge, chat? I'll let you know. There's like a fair amount of stuff in there. Mostly produce. You buy a dozen eggs from your coworker in exchange for a Red Bull. Oh, nice! That's a great deal, honestly. I would take that deal. I don't buy Red Bull, but I would trade. I would trade for eggs. Baking soda? Actually, I don't have any baking soda. Or water. I do have half of an onion, not in foil, but it is in there because I made curry a few days ago. Pigs need to be in the Discord within 30 minutes of stream. Oh no. It's not as bad as last time. There's just not a lot of like stuff to make stuff with. It's like, I have a lot of salad ingredients. Oh my gosh, BJ. BJ, thank you so much for gifting that tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. And congratulations on the recipient of the sub. I hope you enjoy those emotes, and thank you for getting us to level 2 there, BJ. That's very, very generous of you. I appreciate you a lot. Mustard? Yep, mustard. For context, for those who weren't here for the last time that we had this conversation, I was kind of lamenting, but I didn't intend for it to go as far as it did. But I was lamenting how empty my fridge was because I hadn't had a chance to get to the grocery store in a while. And so it got pretty bad last time, and I was down to like half a carton of eggs, a stick of butter, I think like some grape juice, and like maybe a couple of vegetables, and that's all that was in my fridge. And I have more than that this time, so don't be too worried about me. It's okay. It's mostly just time. It's just like having the time to get to the store is the problem right now for me. Yeah, I did have mustard, Trisha. You made and then added curry to it. Oh, nice. Wait. What did you make? Chutney. I've never made that. Do I have a bag of oats? Not in the fridge, but I do have some oats in the pantry. Yeah, my pantry is way better. It's just my fridge. So I have like this much milk. I've been saving it because I have one little thing of cereal in the pantry that I want to put it with. And then what else do I have in the fridge? I have some lettuce. Let me paint this while I recount what's in my fridge. Oh, I have one tomato. No, I have one tomato and some cherry tomatoes. So salad stuff. I have a bunch of carrots. What else is in my fridge? Oh, I have a little block of cream cheese. I could make something with that probably. If I had time to cook. Anyway. There's a bunch of sauces and stuff. Well, like condiments, not really sauces. Mostly curry making sauces. I don't really have like ketchup or anything, but what else is in my fridge? I know there's more stuff. I'm trying to think about it. I just looked in there this morning when I made eggs. There's something else in the veggie drawer. I just can't remember what it is. Oh, the onion. We already talked about the onion. Okay, yeah, so that might be everything that's in my fridge. So that's not as bad as last time. Out of net. Cream cheese for mashed potatoes. Cream cheese, I've learned recently, can make a lot of recipes taste really good. So I do have instant mashed potatoes in the pantry. Those are my emergency. mashed potatoes. I'll probably end up making some this week because I'm sort of out. Oh, Brussels sprouts and a bunch of curry. That's what else is in my fridge because I made a bunch of curry with veggies that were going bad last week. Well, I mean, yes, females do make eggs also, physically, in case you didn't know that out of it. Females do actually make eggs, but I did not eat those. That would be weird. It's only okay to eat the eggs of other animals. Also, I don't think that would be very nutritious. You're gonna order curry. You've never had cream cheese and mashed potatoes. If you put in some butter and some cream cheese, Trisha, I've made mashed potatoes with all kinds of things. Pretty much anything that can cream is really nice. I've tried it with plain yogurt before. It's actually really good. But yeah, try some cream cheese and some butter with some garlic. Holy cow. Delicious. So, so tasty. What kind of curry out of net? My curry was basically just leftover veggies and some tofu that was going. I was all like kind of getting old. And I actually have some that's in the freezer still because I went out of town and didn't have time to finish everything. So I just threw it in there. So I've got a bunch of curry in the fridge right now. So I'm not totally empty. Sorry, weird hiccup just then. Made tuna casserole with sour cream. Really? Interesting. Ooh, that sounds good out of it. Sometimes I wish I could try more food in Denver. I know there are good restaurants around. I don't eat out very often. So I never know like where to go. Because it's very expensive to eat out here. And I could buy like 2 weeks worth of groceries for what it costs to go to like one meal in Denver. But it is kind of the idea of ordering out is really nice. So and thank you guys for that hype train. It was very, very sweet. Cream cheese is for cheesecake. I agree. Getting hungry now? I know. We gotta change the topic. I am also getting hungry. You do like modu mur? I don't know what that is. It's coconut and honey curry. Oh. I do have some coconut cream and honey. I wonder if I could make that. I'll have to look that up. I'm not very good at making my own roux, so I do tend to buy like a bouillon or a roux to kind of make my curry with. Sometimes I can do okay, but all I have is like the very basic stuff. I have like turmeric and curry powder. I don't have masala or like any of the other cool ingredients. Yeah, Google's great for finding cool recipes. Bob's Atomic is really good. I have been to Bob's Atomic, Ms. Caprical. It is quite delicious. Dan the BC Man's like, I give up. Crackers and cheese time. Crackers and cheese. Yeah, I need to go to the store today. Cheese sounds so good. Okay, whew. Now you guys have all got me extremely hungry. What if we find out all the recipes on Google? No, that's not how it was. Oh boy. There's a very easy way to get around the AI problem on search results right now. Just type before : 2022 and you will not have the issue of wondering whether or not things are true. At least not as much. I mean, always have a critical eye with anything you read online, but especially lately. As much as the tech industry really wants you to think it's helpful, turns out it's not as helpful as they want it to be, at least as far as information accuracy. But most of you guys know that. You're smart cookies. Don't need to tell you that. I'm gonna darken up the lines on this pangolin just a smidge. What is the animal in the tree? Yeah, this is a pangolin. So we're doing pangolins today. It is an endangered, very small mammal. Used to not be endangered actually relatively recently. They've sort of become rapidly overhunted in recent decades. used to be extremely common animals, and they have become quite precariously perched on the edge of extinction, unfortunately. Now, there are a lot of really cool conservation efforts being made to help save them, but the pangolin, at least as of the last couple of years, has been like reported as the most highly trafficked animal in the world. So certainly a problem for those of us who don't want to see all the animals go extinct. You know, something to be aware of. So it was a World Pangolin Day on Saturday. So if you want to learn more about them, we can drop a link in chat if anybody has it handy, or I can drop it to the Wikipedia page on pangolins, and you can see all about the different species and sort of kind of what's facing them, and I'm sure there's like ways to get involved listed there too. But it is, I'm hoping to incorporate more endangered animals into the warm-up studies this year, because if we're going to be drawing animals, I think it'd be cool to do some that need a little bit of attention. And the pangolin is up there on that list for me. This one specifically I think might be my favorite. It is the black-bellied pangolin, so it's got these really dramatic, like bright yellow ribbons of color, I guess, sort of sprinkled throughout. And then obviously a black underbelly and kind of like black counter shading, basically, which gives a really, I think, very dramatic effect. It is very cool. So cute, so pretty, so endangered, and still sold for strange medical uses. Yeah, or just like delicacies, or as ornamentation even, because of their unique plating. You know, an animal with plates like this, with scales, is kind of uncommon. And so it's, I mean, they're very beautiful. It's just that they need to stay on their bodies, it turns out, for them to live. So save the babies. I know. So sad. So sad. Hey Beckman, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Amazon actually showed up via... Oh, nice. Yeah, I think they all kind of work together, you know. Oh, thank you. Yes, I shall save. I shall save, and then I actually think I'm going to call it here. It's approaching noon, and I am going to be back online in like 4 hours, and I have some other things I got to get done between now and then, especially if I'm going to go to the store. We'll see. That might actually have to wait till this evening at this point, but I think I'm going to call it here for the warm-up studies, and let's go ahead and dip into the Discord and see what you guys got up to. It's President's Day, no mail. Oh, well that might be for USPS. But UPS, oh, it showed up via USPS. Interesting, Pirate Queen. I feel like a lot of, I think since COVID, like ordering things, like packages and stuff, just kind of has exploded and never really slowed down. And so I've noticed I've been getting deliveries on Sundays from USPS. And I'm like, I didn't even know they did that. But apparently, I guess a lot of that stuff has changed. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't really honor bank holidays the way that they used to. Which is a shame, because people need breaks. Like, I hate that a lot of delivery folks are so overworked, but it's weird. Yeah, it's super weird. Okay, let's save and see what you guys got up to. I'm gonna go check out the Discord. I'm just gonna kind of draw in these crisscrossy tail patterns just to make sure that they kind of look like scales. I'm gonna put a little heart, because he's so cute though. Boink boink. Oh wait, that didn't work. What a cutie. That doesn't look like a heart. Hold on. I have to draw this heart first. There we go. Okie dokie. Alright, let's see what you guys got. They need to make orca the size of rabbits. Yes, we'll just create that for you, Ngoy. There are very small porpoises, but I wouldn't recommend keeping any cetacean in a pool. They will not be happy. Even a rabbit-sized one probably would not do well. Like so many critters, I think they should be farmed and sold as pets so I can have some. I mean, I'm sure you're not the only one who would like that. I just saw a meme this morning that said the standing pangolins look like a servant hesitantly delivering the message to their king. It's true, they do. My lord, my liege, it appears that maybe the prisoners have escaped. K Passionate cares not for the king. No, that's not the takeaway. That's not the takeaway. I do understand where she's coming from. I just think that there is reason to hope, so I am gonna keep trying to save the vaquita until they don't have the hope. But I can also understand, I mean, somebody like her who actually works with marine biology, like that would be, it would be exhausting because so many cetaceans are in dire straits, and not just the vaquita. And they've watched, you know, oceanic creatures go extinct in the past. So I'm sure it's heartbreaking to over and over be like fighting for these creatures and to watch them go extinct, like the baiji. The baiji was my first experience when I was younger, learning about them going extinct, and it was heartbreaking to fall in love with an animal and then watch it be like gone. So I totally understand being like, you know what, the population is so small, but here's the thing. The California condor was brought back from a very small population. Starlings are all almost genetically identical. I mean, there's so many animals that do have genetics that can withstand small population numbers. The Przewalski's horse or the Mongolian steppe horse is another example. Came back from very small population, and they're all pretty much identical. The vaquita has evidence of it being in that situation before. So it turns out they got some genetic data when they did capture a vaquita that shows that they have survived genetic bottlenecking, which means like too many genetics that are similar, like in the distant past. So they already are a little bit more likely to survive a small population number. So that's the main reason that I think they're still worth trying to protect, and they're not gone already, you know. Not like the baiji did not have that resilience, but I do think there's reason to hope still for the vaquita, but we do need to protect their habitats, and yeah, I'm definitely hoping to do another Vaquita Day stream this year if there's still some left to protect. We'll see. They should be doing the survey, I think, next month, and then I'll be watching closely to see what kind of numbers they find when they do that survey. So I think it's like March through May is when they start trying to find how many vaquita are there. So we'll see. Hopefully the efforts of the last few years have paid off. But so yeah, the pangolin. This is what we were working on today. I believe this is probably like the picture you were thinking of. They do have a very, especially the giant pangolin, these guys, they do have a very, like when they're on their hind feet, kind of like servant-like little stance, like they're just kind of hunched over. They're so cute when they hold their little hands. Like, look at these little guys. Adorable. Absolutely adorable. Yeah, pangolins, guys, pangolins. So let's get into the Discord, though, and see what you guys got up to. Hey, Sharky, how's it going? Is the hesitant pangolin? Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of them do that. Like the giant pangolin, the ground-dwelling pangolin, they do kind of walk around on their hind feet. Sometimes they become bipedal as they move sometimes, and then they hold their little claws up, which is very funny. Yeah, glad you did too, Trisha. Thank you so much for stopping by. So we're gonna go look at the Discord and see what you guys have been drawing. So let me get over there and go investigate. I think we have some stuff left over from previous art gyms, like from last week. So basically the way it works is you have until the next art gym stream to submit work for the art gym. So if anyone is doing any studies right now or has some studies, as long as it's drawn from observation and not imagination, and it's, you know, not traced or AI, obviously make sure it's yours and not somebody else's work. But feel free to drop it into the art gym, and we'll look at it here on stream. And if, like I said before, if you are a streamer, we'll be happy to shout you out. Just let us know. But yeah, let's see. Going in, I'm just gonna do a quick scroll through to make sure that there's nothing not work safe. So far, so good. Oh my gosh, look at these penguins. They're so cute. Okay, let's scroll up to the top. And then if anybody is still working, or if you just got here and you're like, shoot, this sounds like fun, like I'd love to do that, but I don't have time, get what you need to out of your study if you're still working or if you haven't started yet or whatever. And we'll be doing this again tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be, we're doing whales tomorrow, so it'll be a lot of fun. But you don't have to do whales. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do pangolins, you can do figure drawing. The prompt is really more of like a suggestion rather than an expectation. So the way that it works is I go into the Discord here, and I go to the art gym, and I go to the last thing that we did on stream, and usually at the end of the stream I'll post my studies. So last Wednesday we did back and shoulder muscles studies, so that was what I posted, and then anything below that is what we will show on stream now. So let's see. Hanging in there, very sick. Oh no, Sharky, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I hope you feel better. No problem. Interested to see what our friends. Yeah, me too. Let's look at it. Hold on, I think I missed some things in chat. If she's punched a marine mammal in the face. Wait, what? Why would you ask that? She did not say they shall die. Ungoy, these are not truths. These are not truths that you're saying. K Passionate is a very, very cool marine biologist who streams here on Twitch. In fact, there's a lot of cool scientists here on Twitch. I don't know if we've shouted all of the ones out today, but Shark Geek is one of them. You guys should go follow Shark Geek. Also plays games sometimes, I believe. Plays music as well. But go check out Shark Geek if you haven't already. And then we'll give some shout outs for the other folks I think I missed earlier. So let's start with Art of DHT. So here's the references DHT used. You guys don't have to share the references, but it does help sometimes for us to see like where you're coming from with your studies. So this is DHT's studies of those reference images. Really nice shading, and I can see that you're really searching for the proportions here. The back muscles, I mean, they're complex muscles. That's part of why we did a specific like back and shoulder study, because these are they're kind of complex, and there's a lot of little tiny muscles in there doing a whole lot of things. So nice job trying to find those shapes and proportions and really using your references to do some studies. So fantastic job. Your back mine does not either, Buckaholic. My back does not have complex muscles either. But I believe Art of DHT does stream sometimes. I could be wrong. I'm gonna try and remember if this is how, I don't know, hopefully this is the right person. Shout out failed. Yeah, sorry, Art of DHT. I don't remember your handle, but if you are watching, let me know so that we can give you a shout out. But yeah, thank you so much for participating. I super appreciate it, and it's lovely to see these studies. It's been fun watching your art come along, and thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me accountable to doing my studies as well. Yeah, I don't think that's the one I tried. I don't remember what Art of DHT's handle is. This one is from HDMZ, who definitely I know for sure streams. And we will get you a shout out here in just a sec. But HDMZ did some hand studies. Hands are notoriously difficult. These are really nice. The lines you got here in the wrist are fantastic. It looks like you did them from a book, Bridgman book. Nice, nice. Yeah, of course. Let's see. Interest to see. Oh, okay. I thought I missed something in chat, but I guess not. Yeah. HDMZ for sure streams. Thank you, Amaze, for getting that shout out for HDMZ. Fantastic work. Lovely muscles and like tendon studies here. This must be a really good book. I'll have to, I don't know if I have the Bridgman book. I've heard of it. I don't think I have that one. I think I have the Loomis one. But this is fantastic. The tendons in the hands are really interesting too. You can see a really nice job of like mapping these tendons. Looks like some really helpful hand studies for sure. And of course the muscles in the hands are pretty complex as well. Very, very deceptively complex little things that we have on the end of our arms. It's hard to draw. You know, notoriously almost hard to draw. Great hands, right, Eric? I know. And how you doing, Eric? It's good to see you. But you guys go follow HDMZ if you aren't already. Click that little heart. It should have popped up for you if you haven't already followed. And go check out their streams. Really, really nice stuff. Oh, and here we have some studies from Portraits on Pinterest from Eichmann. Eichmann, oh shoot, what's Eichmann's last part? We'll get you a shout out here in a second, Eichmann, if I can remember. I'll look it up here in a moment, unless Ahmad's already got it. But these look great. Really nice, the faces especially. So much good attention to structure and detail. You can just tell that Eichmann is really comfortable with the human face proportions, especially. Just like so solid. And you're doing such a great job of not doing the same face syndrome that tends to happen so often, I think, at least for a lot of us when we draw portraits and faces. So that tells me that you're actually looking at what you're seeing in the shapes as opposed to just drawing what you think you see. And I do love the stylized like shadows and stuff that you've thrown in here. You can tell like Eichmann obviously does like comic style art. Like it just kind of shines through these studies even. Really, really fantastic. These look great. Yeah, happy Monday. Thank you so much for stopping by, Eric. Let me see if I can remember what Eichmann's name is. I think it's like Eichmann 3000? Eichmann something. Get you that shout out if I can recall it. Oops, I broke my chat. Hold on. Nope, that's not right. Oh, ads coming up? Yeah, we'll snooze them. Thank you for that heads up, Pyro. I appreciate that. We'll probably raid out before those ads. Oh, Eichmann 5000. That's what it is. Okay. Shout out Eichmann 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got that right. Let's find out if I shouted out the right person. There we go. Yep, that's Eichmann right there. So if you guys would like to follow Eichmann, that's the artist who did these lovely human studies from Pinterest here. Please feel free. Does fantastic work, obviously, and is fun to hang out with. Were they unsnoozed? I don't think so. Did they just start? They should. Mine says they're still snoozed. I just have a 5-minute countdown until they play, so I'll snooze them again here in a little bit. But these look great, Eichmann. Thank you so much for participating and for sharing. Your art is lovely. Your lines are lovely as always. Super appreciate getting to see these. Very, very lovely. He says you looked for Pinterest pictures with intriguing shapes or angles. Well, I can tell. Yeah, I know Eichmann has such a solid style. You can always tell when it's Eichmann, I feel like. Really, really iconic. Art of DHT again with another really nice muscle and values study here. This has got a lot of things to study. Really, really good values and shapes in the shadows. Again, can tell you're really trying to find those proportions and things. Keep on keeping on. Oh, you found it! You found it, Pyro Kitty. Thank you so much for looking that up. There's Art of DHT right there in the chat. I appreciate that, Pyro. Yeah, thanks for the help there. I was struggling. If you guys want to go follow Art of DHT, it's Art of DHT in 1979. That's the part that I forgot. So feel free to follow if you aren't already. And go show some support to another art streamer here. Fantastic study. And yeah, thank you for, again, drawing along and encouraging everybody to pick up a pencil and do some studies with us. Moonsky Runner. Moonsky, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Moonsky is another art streamer here. Relatively new art streamer, I think. So if you guys aren't already following Moonsky, you may not be familiar with Moonsky Runner. But very sweet person and lovely, lovely art. Obviously very skilled, like great structural drawing here, great landscape study, great rock study, honestly. Really, really lovely shapes you've captured, and I love the impression of the plants that you kind of put everywhere. So again, this is how, like, you can tell it's a study because you can tell Moonsky's not worried with precise copying, more about the overall, like, structure of the environment, and that's what's going to help in the imaginative drawing later. Fantastic values, fantastic structures. You can tell you're obviously looking at the reference and using the reference, but not so much worried about copying as understanding, which again is kind of the goal. And it's a hard shift to make, especially when you're first starting out. It's everybody's tendency is to copy. Even me, who has drawn for decades at this point, I still struggle with falling into habits of copying instead of studying. So most of us start out with some type of copying, whether it be tracing or just direct copying, hyperrealism, and then eventually, if you want to do drawings from imagination, at some point you have to make that transition to studying and kind of learning from what you're referencing, and that's clearly the transition being made here. I love it. Really, really beautiful, Moonsky Runner, and make sure you guys follow once again if you aren't already. Beautiful stuff. More Bridgman from HDMZ, who we just shouted out moments ago. You should be able to click that link in the chat still. It's not too far up there. But more Bridgman hands. I'm gonna have to look into this book. I think like I said, I'm pretty sure I've heard of the Bridgman book. I think I may have had a Bridgman human head, like portraiture book at one point, but I don't think I have it anymore. This is lovely. Because like this style of hand definitely feels really familiar. Like I can tell you're drawing from the drawings in the book. Sorry, weird hiccup there. But this is lovely, HDMZ. Thank you so much for sharing. I really like the way you're focusing on the values, kind of using value to emphasize muscle shapes, and you know, kind of like emphasize tendons and things like that in the hand. These look great. Really, really nice. Keep working on these proportions. I mean, it's gonna keep paying off. I think you're doing great, and love watching your work grow as well. There we go. This one is from Suntroa Art, so I think might still be in chat somewhere. We'll get you a shout out here in a sec, Suntroa, but this looks so good. I saw this on Instagram. I don't remember if I remember to share it. I need to make sure I share it, but thank you so much for showing this off and for sharing it with us. I believe this is because, and I'm not sure, I don't think this is your image, but you said you saw a bunch of bison when you were traveling recently, right? You shared it on Insta Blue Sky. Yeah, very cool bison. And I love the textures. Were you working in Procreate? I can't remember what you work in. I think it's Procreate, but the textures look so nice. Like, this is such a nice gestural study of fur. I mean, if you zoom in really close like this, you can really see all of the different, like, mark making attempts and just kind of like figuring out what you liked for the type of texture you were going for. Super fun. And I love the blue shadows are a nice touch. You can see, obviously, using the reference, but doing a study. Not worried about photorealism accuracy more so than like studying proportion and studying texture. Is that a buffalo or a bison? So those are the same thing, but the correct term is bison. Ungoi. Buffalo is not a real word. It's not really an animal. It's just, well, it is, but it's not this animal. So buffalo refers to like water buffalo. So buffalo are a totally different group of animals. These are mistakenly called buffalo sometimes, but they're really bison. So you always forget how to tell them apart. Yeah, colloquially, people do call them buffalo. I mean, part of that is perpetuated by things like Buffalo Bill. A lot of Wild West stuff used the term buffalo, and I think that has caused a lot of the confusion. But no, bison is the correct term for this animal. Yeah, it means both, but technically it's a misnomer if you say buffalo, because like I said, buffalo are native to like South America and Africa, and I believe there's also an Asian water buffalo. Yeah, we don't have buffalo here. It's a different group of animals. It's kind of like an eagle and a hawk, right? Like they get used interchangeably sometimes, often inaccurately, but they are technically two different types of animals. Yeah. Oh, and we have an ad break. Okay, so make sure you guys go follow Santroa. I think the ads are starting. We're gonna do a stretch. I forgot to hit snooze. American bison is yeah. So American bison are just a bison. Yeah, is what they're called. Let's do a stretch break. I had to do a stock photo because the bison were pretty far away. They're really cool creatures, though. We have a bunch of herds here in Colorado. They are private herds owned by the state, I believe, like federal herds and like conservation herds. Man, I would love to one day see us like maybe have slightly fewer cows on the prairie and reintroduce buffalo, because I think it would be so cool to like drive through the plains and just see wild herds of buffalo again. It would feel very right. I don't think we're close to that yet, but it would be very, very cool. I mean, right now, cows are replacing buffalo on the plains of the US, and they're being used for food. But I would love to see buffalo back out there. Maybe we can transition to buffalo from cows. I've heard buffalo is tasty for those who like beef. But let's go ahead and push our shoulder blades together, do a posture stretch, unshrimp. If you can hear the sound of my voice, about once an hour we do an ad break where we take an opportunity to stretch. So if you have been hunching, this is your friendly reminder to unhunch. You can also push your neck back into place, kind of prevent tech neck. You can also, like a lot of us hunch our necks a little bit, and that can really put a lot of pressure and strain on those vertebrae and neck muscles. So kind of push that back into place. You can roll your shoulders back. But basically kind of hold your shoulders together as far as you can, really flex and tense them up, and then drop after about 20 seconds or so. And when you drop, it should hold you upright and kind of make it feel a little more natural. So with your shoulders back. Now over time, you're going to notice yourself like kind of hunching, but if you do that every time you notice yourself hunching, whether it's while you're sitting or walking or driving or doing anything, standing, a lot of times I'll notice that I'm standing sort of hunched, like it's just a bad habit. Try to fix that because I don't want back pain when I'm older. So I'm just inviting people to do that with me if you'd like. And of course, let's do a little carpal tunnel stretch too. So you can take your hand, point your fingers at the floor, take your other hand and pull toward your body slightly. This is going to flex those tendons and kind of loosen them up to help prevent carpal tunnel. So this is the best one that I know of to do. Hold that for about 20 seconds and then switch. And then doing this once an hour or so, whether you're on your phone or gaming or typing or whatever you're doing, drawing, writing, this is going to help prevent some hand and wrist injuries too. Okay, you can also do wrist rotations. I call this one rev the motorcycle. So you can rev the motorcycle, you can rotate. Ooh, I kind of hurt myself just then. That's not good. You can flex your fingers, do all the things, folks. Okay, we should be back from ads. Wild wings, that's true. Ungoi, yep, wild wings is one. Okay. You had a great time. Good. You had a very close encounter. Yes, that was really cool. Reintroduce bison. Did I say reintroduce buffalo? See, I do it too. Bison are good for the land. Yeah. Water buffalo is where mozzarella comes from. What? 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 No, it's a... What? Hold on. I'll have to look into that. I did not know that. But thank you, Santroa, and hopefully you guys all followed Santroa. Sorry that we had an ad break right in the middle of show and tell. I was trying to get through it, and I was not paying attention, so I apologize. But Is true. No way. You just got up, took the plate left over from cheese and crackers, and then grabbed marshmallows. Mmm. Yes, that's a good dessert to follow cheese and crackers. Bison are good for the land. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're supposed to be here. That's the thing. The plains and the buffalo are like designed to work together. They should be there. Of course, if you're gonna have big animals like that, you also need wolves to hunt them. And that's a whole other thing when you have so many ranchers, but we're not gonna get into all that. We're just gonna look at pangolins. Let's look at this beautiful study by Maze. Bison. Did I say buffalo again? See, I'm not perfect, guys. After all, Kev's very yes, I know. You have to fact check. And to be fair, Ungoi was spouting some untruths earlier. So cute. Heck, all those scales. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But Amaze, you did a great job. You did a great job with these. If you guys aren't following Amazing Fan 15, make sure that you do. We got a little shout out there in the chat. Give a follow. Fantastic, fantastic draftsman. I think it's a very cute reference that you picked, and it's okay if somebody else also picked this reference. But yeah, those skills can be kind of overwhelming. Americans understand the word buffalo more than bison, that's fair. And it's all about communication. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a huge stickler, but it is technically incorrect just because buffalo are a different group of animals. So I understand why the distinction is a sticking point, but obviously I am prone to saying buffalo myself. So to be fair, I'm a little distracted. It's really hard to keep all your thoughts straight when you're like trying to do things and stream and keep up with chat. And, you know, I appreciate any grace being given. If there is any grace, there may not be any, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I know his cute little face, right? His little nervous hands. So cute, holding the little fingers. Maze, you did a great job with this. And I know, right? If we're allowed to keep mountain chicken, dude, I will never forget mountain chicken as long as I live. It's true. Mountain chicken is so incorrect. It's like wildly incorrect. Oh my gosh. So incorrect. But it looks great, Amaze. Thank you so much for participating. Oh, we have these some lovely value studies, some more studies from HDMZ. These look fantastic, HDMZ. Oh, look at the nice values here. I love that they curl up into little balls and that somebody drew that. For those who don't know, this is a defensive posture for a pangolin. They roll up into like little armored balls like a sand shrew. In fact, I'm pretty sure sand shrew was inspired by the pangolin because they basically look the same. It's not a chicken and it does not live in mountains. But a chicken is pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, don't get me all caught up on mountain chicken. To be fair though, like colloquial names I don't really expect to be accurate. That is why scientific names are a thing instead of the common names. Like you won't hear scientists very often using those terms unless they're speaking to the public. But yeah, the common names for things can be wildly misleading. So HDMZ, I love the values. This looks really, really lovely structured drawing here. A beautiful little, you know, impression of scales. I totally understand not wanting to draw all the scales. I like this little gesture right here too, of the one that's like curling and sort of stretching into the ether. Lovely. These are lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. Adorable. Super adorbs. That's true. Scientific names, if you actually break them down half the time, are just like a fancy version of the last name of the person who discovered them. But as far as like making it really clear what animal you're talking about, I guess that's what I meant by more helpful, is when you use a scientific name in some cases. Better to be wrong and able to communicate. Yeah, communication is really important, for sure. As long as everybody knows what you're talking about. Santroa, a lovely little nervous boy, and you got a little skeletal study over here as well. Nice proportions. Great job with all the bones and things. Look at this little nervous guy. Slap some color on there. Nice job with the highlights. This looks great. Margarine butter? No. No, not margarine. Don't do margarine. Yeah, Suntroa Arts, folks. Another one from Suntroa. Thank you so much for sharing. This looks great. Make sure you guys are following all these folks that we've been shouting out. Hey Brightwet, how you doing? It's good to see you. Man, so many cool artists in chat today. I'm sorry that I didn't have time to shout everybody out. I kept meaning to and then being forgetful, and now I can't remember everybody who stopped by, but I do appreciate you guys. Suntroa, beautiful work. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Looks like he's made of chocolate. Well, kinda. I can kind of see that. It does look. You did a really great job, especially like the values just really make him pop. This is the strength of color and adding color and value to something, is you can really imply that three-dimensionality, if you will. Beautiful work. Oh my goodness. Rue! Rue, look at this little hunched over study of it. Look at this little pangolin. Guys, if you're not following Yangula Rue, please make sure that you do. Rue works very impressively quickly, does amazing sketch animations, and has often graced us with some lovely animation studies for the art gym, and this one is no exception. Lovely. I like the little moving shadow. It's a really nice touch too. The little legs are killing me, I'm not gonna lie. Very demure. Yeah. Very looks like a tiptoe. You know what I learned recently is armadillos actually walk on their tippy toes. I didn't know that. But pangolins sort of have a similar type of thing, so it must be something to do with this type of design in a creature. But like, they walk on their knuckles, like their claw knuckles, at least their fore knuckles. Their hind feet obviously not, but yeah, a lot of animals walk on their tippy toes, but some of them are more obvious than others. Like elephants you wouldn't know because they have that massive foot pad. So it's like technically they're walking like this, but they have so much support that it just looks like a big block. But like these guys, especially when you can see them on their all fours, it's fun to watch. This is so cute. Great job with this, Rue. Great job with the proportions. It's a well-drawn pangolin. And the little feet, though, are killing me. I love it. Look at this little guy. So make sure you guys are following Yangula Rue as well. Beautiful studies, everybody. Great job. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post mine underneath all of these. So I think we looked at all of them. And then anybody who's still working on a study, please don't feel like you have to rush. Just show us what you make next time. And we would be happy to show it off here on stream. I'm going to just screenshot these two. And then we are going to go find somebody to raid. Somebody doing some art. Hopefully some work safe art tends to be my goal. Mine from today. There we go. But thank you all for hanging out for the art gym. Thank you for the raid, Toma. Again, that was really, really kind. Oh, in fact, hold on. Let me see if my credit screen is working today. Sometimes it doesn't work if I leave the credit open. I think it's just like too many resources. But let me see if I can get it to work. All right, it's not too laggy today. It's not too laggy. I'll close this screenshot thing too. Maybe that'll help. But thank you everybody who hung out today. Thank you so much for everybody whose name's on the screen. For the raid, for the resubs, my mods. Thank you all. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you to my patrons, and then a special thank you to those being listed. If you are a patron at the $5 tier or higher, that's basically a sub tier, and so that's why I list those names. If you change to like a lower tier, your name will come off, or if you upgrade, it'll go on there if you want it to. You can always tell me not to, but I used to offer that, and I kind of took it away because I couldn't find a good credit screen. But now that I found a good credit widget, I can offer that again as a reward on Patreon. So thank you all. Thank you everybody who supports, you know, making my art dreams come true. Basically, it really means a lot, and I mean, I don't take that lightly. So I really appreciate everybody being here, everybody supporting through lurks and hanging out, and yeah, just being awesome, being awesome and supportive. And we're gonna go right away to another artist. So don't go anywhere just yet, because remember, you also get channel points apparently if you stick it out through the raids. So let's go find somebody who's doing something work safe, and we're gonna go say hello. Oh, there's quite a few folks on right now. Nutrients, yes, I will. What's the difference between family friendly and work safe? So family friendly is like, I guess I would say like G, pretty like G or PG general vibes. Sometimes I can't find a family friendly art streamer. I mean, there's a few out there that tend to be pretty family friendly. I see one right now we're probably gonna go right into. But work safe at the very least. I try to find raid targets that are having at least what's on the screen be work safe. So like, you know, no nudity or suggestive or like extra violent or gory or torture, anything that I wouldn't want to be associated with, basically. Since I am trying to get into the kidlit market especially, it's mostly so that in case an agent or somebody comes by here and they're like not sure how Twitch works and they suddenly see on my page something that's maybe not kidlit or, you know, G or PG rated, I just don't want there to be any confusion. So hopefully that answers. See you later, Mazia. Thank you guys for hanging out. And before you guys go, I can't remember if we shouted out Nerduino, but go follow Nerduino as well, folks. I was really bad about shoutouts today, I apologize. But I hope everybody clicked everybody's name and followed everybody, because everybody's amazing. I feel like more than half the chat has been a streamer of some sort today. It's really awesome to have you here. So let's go and say hi to somebody that I feel like we haven't rated in a while. Have a snack in this economy? Yeah, right? Maybe, let's see, when was the last time we rated? It may have been another time this month. But you know what? Joe is always good people. I always enjoy Joe's streams, and they're definitely I would say pretty darn close to family friendly, but always work safe, and I really appreciate that. It just makes it easy to take my folks there and not have to worry. So yeah, if you're watching at work or something, you don't need to worry too much. You should be fine. But let's go right into J Stiller 30, which if you don't, let's see. I don't really know how to put the link in chat. Let's just do a shout out. So if anybody gets left behind the raid, there is the link in the chat if you need it. Although I guess the shout out pops up over the raid thing, doesn't it? Oh no, my OBS broke. Hold on. Hold on, did we just die? What's going on? Okay, there we go. We better go ahead and raid out. But thank you guys for hanging out. Not dead yet. Thank you, Reiko. And you guys should follow Reiko too. If you guys want my links, I'm sure they're in chat somewhere, but here's my socials, here's my Discord, and stick out for the raid so you can get some extra channel points in case you wanted to redeem something with me. I am going to be having more channel point redeems soon, maybe even for some like stuff in the mail stuff, so if you want to start saving up for that, I might bring that back soon as well. I'll be back in like 4 hours, so we'll see you guys later. I'll be doing some project stuff at the studio. Hopefully, if my internet works, we'll see. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Hey, Siren. But we're gonna go say hi to Jay Stiller, and I will see you. I will see you guys hopefully at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is when I'll be back live again. Sorry, Siren. Yeah, I usually end around noon, so I actually went a little longer today. But appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you later. See you at Joe's. Bye.